Who's the best defender you say? You can say yourself too. Don't say that.
When it comes to defending, I'm definitely putting myself at the top because going against all of those guys, like you said,
Right.
and this is on camera, but I know I've gotten the best of all of you.
Welcome to the Tampa, Florida Pickup Basketball Podcast. I'm your host, Byron. Today we got Dominique.
Oh, what's up?
Just you.
I know we did a little bit different last time. That's
What's
why.
up, man? What's up?
I know we was
And King.
How y'all doing today?
Yeah, what's going on, fellas?
Good to be back, man.
be back, man. Yep.
Another beautiful day in Tampa,
Honestly, I
Florida.
think this is our first podcast after winning the MAC League Championship.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
It's the first one?
That's correct.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a couple other little side things, but this is the first official,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know, so. And we got this trophy to show for it.
Yeah.
This big boy trophy we got here.
That's
You called
right.
it, huh?
That's right.
You said it. First podcast, you said it.
Yeah. Yeah, I did say that, right?
Yep.
Hey, maybe we could pull that up.
Our trophy's crazy.
Yeah, maybe we can pull that up and put that on there because I was
Yeah.
talking a little trash. Right?
Laughing and joking with Dom and Renee yesterday, talking about how if we win the MAC League, or if we win, we'll put the trophy right here, right in the middle of the. Or I'll put it up somewhere. You know, I'm gonna start stacking trophies in here.
Yep.
Yeah. You did say that.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, so we got a lot to talk about today. I'm excited. Like I said, we got Ken in the building today. But first, man, let me give a shout out to all the guys that are on that MAC League squad.
Shout out to the squad,
Yeah,
boys.
shout out to the squad.
First and many. You already
Yep.
know what time it is.
Yeah. Shout out to Rob for
Coach.
taking them boys there.
Yeah. It's a players game, you know.
Yeah.
Was that easy work?
I'm not gonna lie. It was. It's not that the competition wasn't there. It's definitely not that because we play against those guys around the city in different type of leagues. But it was the professionalism of the team itself. Like rarely do we get into situations around a men's league or a city league where we get a bomb coach and players to complement. So that was a huge success that was a huge part of our success on why we were beating teams the way we did and why we just really ran through the MAC.
And guys took it serious. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Guys
buy-in
took it
was
serious,
crazy.
yeah.
Like to show up, you guys know, to show up for practice for a men's league is like, who's doing that?
Yeah.
But we had enough to run two teams. The
We had
buy-in-
guys driving an hour just to come to practice.
Yeah.
An hour. Then
Yeah.
we had 90 minutes, 2-hour practice, and they drove an hour home.
Yeah.
Like, that's commitment right there.
Yeah.
For rec league,
Yeah.
tip the hat for sure.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, we had some major commitment from a lot of guys, and you know, the good thing is that there's a bigger picture
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
in
Know
store.
about men's leagues.
Right. Yeah, we're not gonna stop at the men's league. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not.
So cool. All right. So we give a shout out to the guys. Let's not forget Green Light Views too. He did a good
Yeah,
job.
this thing,
yes,
yep.
sir,
Did
John.
all the
Yeah.
camera work.
Always there.
It's my guy John there. So what's next? What's next for us? You know, as far as these leagues, we got some other stuff in store. But as far as the leagues, what's next? Should we just stick with the Wiregrass? Should we do just only the Ace? Should we travel to I think they got one in Atlanta called the AEBL.
AEBL,
They got the Drew League. Should we make an appearance in any of these things, or we just keep it simple and just keep with the Wiregrass?
What you think, Coach?
Yeah.
Man, you know me. I'm striving for greatness. So next, I don't know, Ace League might be something we should try next year. I know, like, the game we played against the OP Elite at the Bay Area Showdown,
Right.
like, and we only have 5 guys, and we could hang with them for a half before we ran out of gas. So that shows that we have the talent to even play in the Miami Pro League, man. Like,
Right.
Right.
I don't see
beat
why
that
we
team.
shouldn't. Yeah.
We beat that team from the Miami Pro League.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we beat
yeah.
another
We
team from the
beat that
Miami
team.
Pro League, yes sir. So I don't know why we shouldn't be able to compete in those leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of OP Elite, they went and won that. They won that 25K.
See,
Oh, did they?
this past
In
weekend.
the,
Yeah, they did.
Yo.
Oh,
see, and
Was
as I
that
said, we
Del
were
Rey?
able to hang with them with only 5 players.
Man, we could beat that team.
And then we
Yeah.
we
After
combined
going back
both our
watching the
teams.
film on that, we could beat that team.
Yeah, see, like
100%. Yes.
see, you know what? Not to backtrack, but the practice is not for the men's leagues. You know, it's for these leagues right here. You know, like for the money tournament type stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's what the practice is there, not for the MAC and the Wiregrass. It's cool to have
No,
that, but
I
like,
think-
just to get that chemistry down. You know what I mean?
Of
Yeah, I
course.
mean, if we can have a squad in the MAC League just to defend the titles, league of the league, you know, that's
Yeah, it's
always a
cool.
good thing.
Mhm.
Like, people coming after us
Consistency.
makes our players better, you know?
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
the target all back. They want to beat us. They want to dethrone us. Let's get the heat.
Mhm.
The team y'all beat, is that the team that won 3 straight years in a row, right?
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Mac,
think
right? I
so.
think
Someone
Yeah,
said
yeah,
that
yeah.
under the comments. Is good that somebody got dethroned. So I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't know that.
He said
Me
easy
neither.
work. That was crazy.
I mean, it wasn't easy work though. They almost got us at the end of the game though.
Yeah, because we
yo,
were
we was
like,
slacking
that was
at the
the
end.
topic of the
Basketball.
season,
And-
man.
And you don't
'cause
never
we
want
got
Blake to
sloppy
take
for
a shot
minute.
like that
Yeah,
at the end
yeah,
of the
yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
a shot he can make.
We'll make-
Very, very much.
That was the
so.
one thing from the coaching perspective that got
Yeah.
me upset
You
every
can make
week.
that.
Like week after week, we were like the more dominant team, but we always had like 2-3 minutes in the game where we were sloppy and guys get on the run.
That was the definition of playing down to your competition.
Oh, 100%.
Literally.
Yeah.
And that's no disrespect to
yeah.
them guys there,
Literally.
but from a talent standpoint,
Yeah.
it was not even a competition talent wise.
That's real. That's
It
real.
was good we pulled it off, man.
What are we gonna do though? What are we gonna do if we win this? Let me rephrase that.
When?
When we win the Wiregrass League, that's the MAC League and the Wiregrass League in 2 weeks or however many weeks. When we win that league, are we gonna do some type of celebration? Or are we gonna do something?
Man.
I got a couple ideas.
I was about to say, it's all about like
You know?
how much you want to spend on it.
No, I'm saying, could you think we could throw something and like really bring the city
Sure.
out? If we said, hey, we're all gonna be over at WTR, you know,
Oh,
Tampa,
yeah.
Florida, pick up basketball,
Yeah.
Sure.
Bring on all the
come
homies.
hang
Sure.
out
Yeah.
and throw a little something.
Yeah.
Both
yeah.
teams, we could celebrate the championships and just
Yeah.
have a couple cabanas and just, you know what I mean?
You already know.
Yeah.
I can't wait for
Yeah.
the comment section,
I could
dude.
bring the
They were
toys
already
out.
going crazy after the first practice. You remember?
Yeah.
The comment. Then there's like we
Yeah.
have a celebration like that. I can't wait for the shit.
Yeah, everybody come.
I can't
Yeah,
wait
but
for
see,
it.
Oh man.
Only a few guys just saying wow, so it wasn't really everybody. Only a
They
few
went
guys,
into rec
yeah.
leagues, throwing
Yeah.
but I love
Yeah, there was a
it.
couple guys hating.
Yeah,
Of course.
you know.
Which I don't know why
course.
they hating because they can come on here and we can talk basketball.
Yeah.
They don't gotta.
They can
don't
come
gotta,
to the WTR,
Come
hang
on,
with
man.
us.
Yeah.
Come hang with us. You don't gotta be.
Yep.
Yeah, this is all positive over here.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, no, I'm thinking maybe we could do WTR. What else could we do? Probably just WTR is probably the only spot
you
really.
really do it at,
I know the pool at the Hard Rock. I don't know if we can get stuff there.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, yeah, that would be an option. But I need something with some music. See, that's the thing. WTR be having like
All right, it's like a
techno and stuff
yeah,
like that.
it's like
Yeah,
house
that's
music
the
over there.
same.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the nightclubs, people was crazy in Tampa
crazy
now.
over
I was
there.
about to
Yeah,
say,
can't do
that's
that
a-
shit.
that's
I don't know
a
what's going on
different
with
scene.
nightclubs now.
Been off that scene for a
No,
couple
no, no.
years.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
So-
Maybe we can rent out like a spot. I don't know if there's like private spots for
I was
rental.
gonna
We
say
could always
what-
do something small with the, we could just, have the team come and maybe throw something at the house maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Get some food
Yeah.
catered and
Sure, you have a lagoon at the house, so why not? There's a spot for everybody.
yeah, we could, so we got some options.
There you go.
First order of business though is let's get that
Let's
Yeah,
get that
for
win.
sure.
championship, yeah.
They're gonna have to get through a tough team to get it too. So
Yep.
we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, two teams. And then a Dream team. You got Dreamville and then you got Ken team next, right after that, right?
That would be
Yeah.
us.
Kind of
Yeah,
crazy. a little
yeah.
bit, though. You got
That would be
yeah.
us.
Yeah, it's gonna be
You gotta play.
It's gonna be two
Yeah.
more tough
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
our
yeah.
team-
It'll,
but our team
it'll
knows
definitely
it.
be. It'll definitely come down to
We got so many guys now over there. Man.
yeah. But we might be missing some of our firepower too. Obviously, we have mutual player with Beamer. I don't know if he'll be there or not, but
He probably won't.
I don't
I
think,
think
he
he's
will.
on his
Yeah.
way to
Yeah,
Finland right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he wasn't there last week either.
Yeah, he's with his family now, but I don't
That's
know
right.
when he's leaving
Yeah.
for Finland. That might be
Yeah.
might be around the
Right.
corner because
Yeah.
the European teams, they start preseason around this
Yeah,
time.
they
now.
want him there early.
Yeah.
They want him there early.
So let's jump over to Ken.
Let's do
Like
it.
I said, man, I appreciate you for stopping by and just being a
Always.
part of what we got going on.
Yeah, for sure.
But-
for sure.
We know you from hooping,
Mm-hmm.
but not a lot of people know you outside the basketball court.
Right.
So so this is gonna be an opportunity for us to learn a little bit about you.
Mm-hmm.
And let's start with where you're from, because I know you're not a Tampa native. So where are you from?
So originally I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana, up in the Midwest. Spent 24 years there. Got an opportunity to come play in Tampa with the TBL that had just started at that time. So that was 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And I just jumped on the opportunity, man. Like up in Indiana, I was coaching high school basketball. I was a 2-year JV varsity coach for my alma mater, Wayne High School.
Nice.
And I got to coach with my coach. So the coach who coached me, we coached together for a couple of years, which was awesome. Ended up coaching a Indianapolis Colt. So he just got drafted, Craig Young.
Nice.
He just got drafted to the Colts, hometown hero. So that was amazing. Then I got the – go ahead.
Let me ask you this. So when did you pick up a basketball? Because there's a lot of stuff you skipped over that I kind of want to know, right? So what got you into basketball? What caused you to fall in love with the game of basketball?
Honestly, since we're at the getting to know you phase, basketball was a late pickup for me. I picked up the basketball seriously at about 6th grade, 5th, 6th grade.
Okay.
That was when I first got exposed to AAU and all kind of stuff like that, summer basketball and stuff, because I was just into so many other things. Mm-hmm. Basketball just wasn't my sole focus. I was playing football, baseball, other things like that. But 6th grade was when notable players in the city, we all got together. We all went to the same middle school. I went to a prestigious middle school in my city.
What was that?
Miami Middle School.
Miami Middle School.
So known for city championships, known for basketball, known for track, football. So coming from that type of environment and in Indiana, basketball is different. It's different.
Is it a big city?
Fort Wayne is the second biggest city in Indiana.
So is it comparable to like Tampa kind of?
It would be more so like Lakeland.
Oh,
Okay.
Exactly.
so it's not super big.
Like Indianapolis they have about 4 million, I want to say, 3.2, 4, in between that range right there. Fort Wayne has 275,000.
Oh,
It's a severe drop.
Oh, so it's a smaller. Yeah.
So it's more like Lakeland vibes. Like we don't get big city revenue. We don't get big city publicity. But basketball in that state, though, is just different. Like the 35, out of the largest high schools in the country, 35 of the 38 are in Indiana. So it's just weird. When you get to that high school level of basketball, you're pretty much a D1 athlete at that point. You're seeing D1 facilities, you're seeing D1 competition, but they don't always make it out of that state. That might be the pinnacle for them. Like they might be like, "Oh, I've done it all. I felt like I've done it all."
I reached the top.
Yeah.
Nice,
So.
nice. Okay, so you had a pretty good high school career. Did you guys do anything in high school?
I would say I was a late bloomer with that too, because I went out to the north side of town and played for Carroll High School my freshman and sophomore year. We went to semi-state as a sophomore. So like it was a good, I was the manager though. Like they pulled me from JV to be the manager of varsity, so I got to travel and be a part of it, but I wasn't a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that was still a great thing in hindsight for me. I always find the silver lining in everything. Like, and just to be able to see a police escort in high school, like I didn't know why the police was following us outside of a city to go to a basketball game.
What?
And the people was like, yeah, bro, like we need them to escort us out because we're going to regionals. We're going outside of our city, our region. So you outside of regionals, it's police escort every step of the way from then on.
Why?
I have no idea.
Violence?
It could be
Or
potentially.
or was it just that wild?
Really, I think the factors was because after you get out of sectionals and you're in Indiana, you have to go about an hour and a half to 2 hours outside of where your region is. It's kind of, it can get a little dicey in Indiana with color and things like that. It can, so they want to make sure that you're protected at all times. And I went to one of those schools where it can get different. You know, if you're a person of color, if you know, into those type of things, yeah.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Like it can get that way sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So they just kind of make sure you're covered and you're safe on all levels.
Okay,
you know?
I got you now.
So,
okay, I got you. All right, so you made it out of there alive.
of course.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So take us through college and then the pros.
Okay, so college, well, high school, the second half of high school, junior and senior year, I went back to the south side of Fort Wayne.
Okay.
That's where I was raised at. That's where I was doing all my middle school and stuff like that. So I got right on. I started as a junior. The coach he was a first-year coach that year, coming from a rival school. But he heard about me, and then he saw me in tryouts, and he was like, well, I haven't seen you around here. I was like, I went to go live with my dad out north, and I'm back here with my mom now. He was like, oh, okay, well, I like your game, and you know, like you're looking like you could do some things for me right now. And I was like, okay, like that's what I've been waiting for. So that was a match made in heaven for me. Like my high school coach opened doors for me that I once thought was sealed shut. So junior year, I averaged maybe like 8 points a game. I was a point guard, about 6'1" at the time. Hops was still there. That was probably basically what I was known for. Athleticism. Senior year, we had a nice incoming freshman, and he ended up being our school's leading scorer. So I fed off of him. We fed off each other. Ended up averaging like 13 to 15 a game as a senior. Got most improved in the city in the conference, second team all conference. Made a couple all-star games as a senior and stuff. Nice. So that was the blossom of my career right there. College gets a little crazy. I went to the University of St. Francis. I stayed home to go to school. I had a couple D1 offers for football. Didn't see myself playing football, so I took
Did you play in high school?
Yeah. I was,
so you played high school? Okay.
Yeah,
so
I was all state in football.
Oh, okay. That's where you get the hands from.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your what position?
Kick return, punt return, and wide receiver.
I see
Oh,
that.
snap. Okay.
Yeah, so that was kind of
Okay,
where
that all makes sense now.
Yeah, that's
okay.
where like the athleticism and all that ties into basketball.
Okay.
I see a lot of punt and kick returns with basketball, and it just kind of goes hand in hand. But so yeah, that freshman year of college, and I stayed home. They didn't really recruit me too heavily, but I wasn't getting what I wanted. So I wasn't getting any D1s or anything like that, not even any D2s for basketball, because there are so many other guys in the state of Indiana that's got a better resume. Those schools want those guys. Right. So I stayed home, went to an NAIA. The first year, 2 years prior to when I got there, they won the NAIA national championship. So they had a winning legacy. They had, some stuff about them that pointed to good basketball career in the future. Went there, didn't play a lot. I got some time as a freshman, but they had a big senior class. So I had two seniors in front of me at my position. So kind of just, took scrap minutes when we won and blew people out. I got in, got some, time and stuff like that. Sophomore year, because I was talking to D1 coaches as a freshman, because I was unsatisfied with the playing time, this, that, and the third, there was a rule in the NAIA that they had to tell, and the NCAA. The NCAA coach that I reached out to had to reach out to my coach to confirm anything that was going on. That was the rule back then. It happened to be Indiana State that they were going to offer me a scholarship my sophomore year, and we got to the point where we were about to make a deal, and he was like, well, I have to reach out to your coach. Oh. And that part we're at the end of our season, and the coach calls me up to the office, and he's like, so what's going on? And I was just like, I mean, you could tell me better than I could tell you because I don't know.
Oh, it's funny.
I'm trying to play. You're not trying to play me. It's kind of weird for me because I don't know. I've never felt like this. I've never had to go through anything like this for real. And he just slapped the papers down on the desk and was like, what's these? And I was just like, I don't know. Once again, you will know better than I do. And he was like, well, have you been talking to other schools? And I was like, yes, because I'm not happy. Like, isn't that how you go about it? And he's just like, no. And he's just like, because you're doing this and because we can't trust you, like, it just makes sense for us to just go our separate ways. And I was just like, that's the end. That's what I was trying to do. But I'm just trying to make sure I have someplace to go.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, it's the way you went about it. We don't really like it. And I was just like, all right, cool. So they took my scholarship. So I had to go to a different school. Ended up going to the school.
Hold on. So
this
what
is all my freshman year.
That was your freshman year
of college.
So it was halfway through the season when you got that, or what was
end
it?
of the season?
The end of
but
the season.
halfway through school, because basketball is like you go in between semesters.
Oh, they could just take it in the middle of the school year.
Different semester. Oh yeah, if they want to, they could cancel that scholarship, and you'll have to pay for that second semester. Wow. So, what they did though was they honored that though. They honored my full year of school.
Okay, that's good.
But that second year, I had no options because now Indiana State, they filled that with a scholarship so fast it make your head spin. So going D1 was out of the question again. I was talking to some school up in South Bend, Indiana, which is where Notre Dame is at, but it was not a D1. It was called St. Mary's, another NAIA school up there. They were talking about paying for this, paying for that. I didn't really want to leave. So I ended up going to the school down the street, still NAIA, different conference, called Indiana Tech. They had a G League coach, which was the D League back then, coaching them, who had NBA connections, NBA guys that had came to the school. He had brought guys up from the school and got them touching the league, not in it completely, but
give him a shot.
You know what I'm saying? The shot was better that way. In the NAI, they have JV basketball. Didn't know that until I got to college. And they put me on JV.
Oh.
And so, going through, and the JVs in NAI play like JUCOs and other JVs for NAI schools and stuff. And I had played Indiana Tech like 5 times, gave them 41 to 50 each time. So that coach was like, we can do something with you. Come over this way. And the guys on that varsity team had knew me from open gyms. They would come to open gym in the summer and do this, that, and the third, and we'd go, okay, so they're like, just come this way and see what happens. Turns out the grass was not greener on that side. Like, it got worse. Like, got to that school, that coach was like, you don't use your right hand at all. I was like, no one really makes me use it. And that was the honest truth. Like, I will if you make me. Right. But he's like, okay, well, and I was coming off of an injury. I had sprained my LCL in that summer. So I really wasn't myself. I was getting back to being myself. I had just started dunking again and stuff, and I had transferred and did all that. So he was like, okay, well, I don't really like that. You're very left-hand dominant. Like, I was like, okay. We also had another dude who was left-hand dominant, athletic. We were the same exact build. He didn't like him either.
You got a lot of
left-handed.
You got a lot of coaches that have ego.
Yeah,
a lot of ego coaches.
It was very much so that, and it was just like
those are never good situations.
It's hard. It's just hard. But like I said, there's silver lining in everything, and what those men did was sharpen my mental to a point where you can't break me like that. Like, I knew that I wasn't a bad player. I knew that, like, the guys are telling me, like, bro, like, you should be playing. Like, I don't get it. And I'm like, I don't get it either, but we just gonna go through this together, and it is what it is. But with that, I was like, if I'm going to get screwed, either way it goes, I made real bonds and real friendships and real brotherhood with the first college I went to. And I was like, I'll choose that over anything. Like, I'll be happy with those relationships and those friendships and what that can turn out to be. And I'll just say, screw basketball. It'll just pay for my school. And that's the route I took. And junior year, because I was in the mix of, like, switching back and this, that, and because I switched back halfway through sophomore year.
So you went back to your first school.
Yeah.
The one where the coach
Sophomore-
was like, I don't like what you did. And so you went back there.
You took
like,
it back?
because the only reason they took me back is that assistant coach on that team, he was more like a dad figure.
Mentor type.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, and he had sons.
So he vouched for you.
He was the one, bro. Like, he was like, I never wanted to see you go.
You
Like,
still got a relationship with him?
to this day.
What's his name?
Coach Martin.
Coach Martin. Is
Yeah.
he still coaching over there now?
Yes, he is. And his son graduated from the school and all.
Oh, that's good
So,
stuff.
like,
Shout out to Coach Martin. man.
shout out to Coach Martin, bro.
Yeah, okay.
And, like, it was our thing when we used to come down to Florida, and he'd always get us a case of Bud Light Lime, because we were old enough to drink. So it was like,
Yeah, you guys
know,
were all 21. of course,
Exactly.
yeah.
So it was like,
yeah.
that was always our thing when we came down to Florida. So, yeah, shout out to Coach Martin. He was the one that got me back.
So you finished your college career there.
Finished out there.
How'd you do your senior year, numbers wise?
We actually, like, my sophomore year, they redshirted me, so I didn't waste that year. So they let me come back. They redshirted. They paid for that semester. So, like, it was a turnaround on the finances part, like the financial part and everything. They hooked me up there. Basketball wise, we really just kept getting better. And honestly, me and Coach Martin had a lot to do with it. And it was because they just let me be me. Like, I'm very outspoken. I'm very, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, if I like you, you'll know. If I don't, you'll also know. So, like, the guys, at first when I came, they didn't like that I would cuss a lot in practice or go at people and embarrass them and stuff. They didn't really get that concept.
Hooping.
And exactly. And for me, that's the environment I came from in basketball, is iron gonna sharpen iron, get the best people in the gym, and whoever, they'll all get better from that. So at first it was a really controlled environment. They like to have their hands in everything. And then throughout the years, they started recruiting more black people. Like, they started to really, like, let me embrace my culture and infuse it with theirs. And when they did that, we ended up getting to the national championship. We ended up winning the conference championship, the conference tournament. Like, championships started ringing off. Like, crowds starts getting big. I got to watch the school grow from nothing to everything. So, and I didn't have too much to do with it basketball-wise during the game. But if you ask any of the players, in practice, I'm going to bust everybody's ass in the gym. And I'm going to do it loudly. Like, the coach used to be like, can you please not scream the F word after you score? Like, but it'd be like, but coach, every time I make you guys have to go again, I'm going to scream the F word because you're not doing good enough. Like, y'all aren't, if this is the first team and I'm doing y'all like this and I don't play, y'all doing it wrong. So I'm either gonna make them better every day and they're gonna deal with that and live with it, or you're gonna play me. Which one is it gonna be?
Must have been
Pick your
interesting.
boys.
About those practices there.
Like, some of the practices were so intense. Like, we literally go into the gym and look at each other on that line like, yes, some of y'all not gonna like me in a couple hours. Like, we're about to go through this. And they'll be like, yeah, pretty much.
So you guys ended up really having your last 2 years, junior and senior year, you guys started to turn it up. You won some champions, you know, went to nationals.
Yeah.
All right. So then that takes you to the pros, yeah, because I know you had a few professional opportunities, right?
Yep. So out of college, I tried out for the G League. I went to Grand Rapids Drive, tried out for them. Went to Canton, tried out for them. And obviously the Mad Ants, because they were backyard, Fort Wayne. So the closest one was the Mad Ants tryout. They took me to the second one and had me signed up for training camp. The person I lost my spot to was J.D. Tisdale out of Bowling Green. He had a D1 resume. I had an IA resume. So they took him instead of me. And then after that, that's when the TBL popped up. And my agent, who was helping me get these G League contracts and these G League tryouts, he was like, hey, what do you think about Florida? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, who doesn't love Florida? Like, what are you getting at? And he's like, well, before that, though, he had a China offer for me. I was terrified of that flight. He said 20 hours, and I was like, I just can't.
That was a deal breaker right there?
Honestly, the money was $5,000 a game for 2 weeks. It equated to like $45,000.
Oh, snap. In China, they got some money over there.
They was throwing it. They were throwing the money out, bro. But I was like, it was my first thing, and I was just like, I don't think I can go that far the first time. Because I didn't honestly believe it was really happening. Like, really. That's just the God honest truth. And he was like, that's cool. That's all right. That's okay. I'll look for something else. All right. Then he asked me about the Florida thing, and he was like, there's a new league starting. They did it 1 year before, and they called it the NAPB, and it had some Canadian teams and some American teams, and he was like, it was decent. It was okay. He said they're rebranding, and they're going all American. They're going for a professional league. He was like, and they got a team in Tampa that's doing tryouts. Would you like to? I was like, bro, book it right now. Book it right now. Don't ask anymore. Like, we'll do this. And I'm pretty sure I like my odds. I like me in this situation. And from there, bro, it was history.
So that's how you ended up in Tampa.
That's
the
how
TBL
that's
opportunity.
how the TBL threw me into a Tampa living.
Okay. What was the team that you were?
Tampa Bay Titans.
Tampa Bay Titans.
Tampa Bay Titans.
Okay,
yes,
so
sir.
they gave you an opportunity.
They gave me my first
So who
opportunity.
who was the coach over there?
The coach that year was Coach Martin Benders. He was originally from Chicago, but he had business down here with Tampa. He had business with the owner of the team, Basil. So
Who?
Basil Harfouche. So
Basil Hartfush was the owner of the team.
Yes, he was the owner of the team.
So he's well known in the city for hooping as well.
Yes.
He's a baller.
Yes, Basil he's been around. He's obviously Tampa born and raised. He's been around the basketball scene for a little minute now. He was the owner, also a player on that team. So it was Basil that really was like, hey, we like you. We're going to send you back out for another tryout. And I was like, oh, snap. It's like, now it's really happening.
How many guys tried out, you think?
The first tryout, there was 106 people there.
Gee, that's a lot
The
of people.
second tryout, there was 92 people there.
Oh,
And that was just the first two. He did, well, that was the first two for the first year.
So first tryout and then second tryout going to be invited back for the
so
second
we had
tryout.
about 200 people try out.
Like, exactly, all together.
About
And then
200.
from there, he decreased it because
Okay, I got you.
15 guys from the first tryout
And
got
15 from the second,
and
probably.
15 from the
So
second.
then you-
It's a decent cut
Yeah.
right
how
there,
many was
yeah.
actually on the team? You guys had a big team. I
12
think.
got paid. Top 10 got paid. 2 were on pay for play, and
Pay for play.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
What's that?
Like so basically
Only if they get
Per
subbed in the
game.
game.
Yeah,
per
yeah,
game.
But
Like if they played that game, you have to pay them for that game. But if they did not play that game, you do not have to pay them. So those were the 3-tier contracts. We all started on a flat rate, $2,000 a month, which was crazy coming into a situation where you're not
What year
even.
was
That's
that?
decent money with it.
2018.
Okay, I got you.
2018.
I mean, that's good money to start off with.
Yeah,
To
it is.
start
So you
off,
guys as young
like
kids trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
exactly.
And you can use the TBL and
You
that
still
platform
stateside.
as
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
and stay stateside.
Yeah.
You use it as a platform to get looks and get to bigger,
Yes.
better contracts.
And at that point in time, to be honest, like the TBL wasn't there yet to get people like looks and stuff like that. It was really a domestic league.
That was the second year then in existence or third year at that point?
That was the first year that
First
they
year.
branded as the
First
TBL.
Okay.
So you've been in it since the beginning.
Yes,
Wow.
Yeah.
So you done seen it grow.
Yeah.
Because I mean, people kind of
Like
No,
the
it's well
first
known.
the
Yeah, yeah,
first
yeah.
year, it was so funny like advertising this to people in the city because obviously nobody knew about
Yeah.
it. But Basil did get us on the news and stuff a
Yeah, I
couple
seen that.
times. So the buzz was there. He did create a good buzz for it, and like walking around the city and stuff, people did ask for like autographs and stuff. There was one instance where me, Basil, and Malcolm St. Louis, he was on the team as well. We were in Walgreens, and literally a kid and his mom looked at us and was like, "Those are the Tampa Bay Titans," and asked for our autograph and a picture. And that was my first month being here. So it was like, bro, what is this? Like, is this really gonna be that? Like, so
that's
that
dope.
was the journey.
So that's dope, man. That's dope.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you got quite see you got a struggle though. It wasn't just
Yeah.
went to
yeah.
high school, went to college, and it wasn't like that. You had to
Yeah,
Nah.
journey.
you definitely had
Yeah.
a journey.
For sure, yeah.
It was some ups and some downs for sure.
And it's funny because we had Ronnie on the other day,
Uh-huh.
and Ronnie's the director of the Wiregrass Ranch, the whole
Right.
basketball program over there.
Right.
And Ronnie had a similar story
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
where he, it's not what you think it is. He went here and then here, and everything kind of like you. Everything kind of just worked out like by chance,
Really?
in a sense.
Really.
Yeah.
Like you said no to China, and then all right, I got this Tampa opportunity. All right, let me go.
Mm-hmm.
And then fast forward a couple years later, now you're sitting here
Exactly.
with us,
Exactly.
So,
right? You know what I mean? So it's
the
crazy how these
craziest
things
thing.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Ken, question for you. So now, look, if you could go back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Know what you know now.
Right.
Would you choose China or stay at the TBL?
That's a great question.
You gotta at least try China.
$45,000 for 2 weeks, you said? What is it?
$5,000 for
$5
per
grand
game.
a game?
Weeks.
4 weeks, yes.
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely need that.
I'm gonna have to go get that.
Yeah.
And then you don't know who's gonna see
Hey,
you or
right.
what
And
opportunities gonna get.
that's
No.
the scary part about it though. Like knowing what you know,
Right.
it's like, do you get what you have now?
Right, that's true.
Yeah, that's
true.
That's
Like I have a
good
wife
point.
and 2 kids right now. Like one's gonna be here this month, and the other one, he's my junior. He's 1.5. Like that's the love of my life. Those are the things that drive me today. So if I don't get those, I don't want the China deal.
I got you.
All right, that makes
Great
sense.
answer.
That makes
Good
sense.
answer.
That's a
there.
hell of an answer.
So
Yes,
let's keep it moving. We got some good stuff we got coming up here.
Yes, sir.
But just a couple more things with you, right? So
For sure.
so obviously we've been filming you,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
in various leagues for the last couple of years, right?
Of course. Yeah.
I guess what made you reach out or inquire about joining the TFPB squad?
So, obviously, like you said, knowing your guys just a little, outside of having the Tampa, Florida pickup teams, it was always like, I like that they just represent Black excellence. Like it's so tough to be like, those guys are doing it and they're doing it the right way and they're doing it well. Like who doesn't want to be a part of something like that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So really it was like I saw the first video that you guys had a team and I hadn't known about Coach Rob yet. So I just saw the structure. Like everything y'all put y'all stamp on has structure. So it was like, dang, they made a team. And it was wicked because I just told my wife before you guys had put that video out saying that you had a team, I was like, I think I really missed my mark with basketball and the internet scene. Like I was like, I think I kind of missed it because I was, that I was tied in with Scotty with the next chapter and stuff like that. And that just didn't ever hit like I thought it was, no matter what open gyms I went to, killed or whatever, Scotty still got footage. I'm like, dang, bro, I wish I'd see that or see this. And then you guys popped up and it was like, oh.
It's all being posted.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, I know that they're for the guys.
Yeah.
Like, I know whatever it is that they're doing, it's going to be Tampa for Tampa.
Yep.
So it was a no-brainer for me because I had just told her, I'm like, I'm really trying to still cement myself in the city as a basketball player, but do it with the right roots.
Right.
So that was the sole reason for the request to get on the team.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, because it's funny because this whole Tampa, Florida pickup basketball really started with me, Dom, and Renee.
Yeah,
Like,
just us playing pickup basketball.
Yeah.
See,
It's crazy,
that's
right?
a great story.
And then
that's
it
why
progressed
that name is
into
that.
what it is now. Right? Tampa, Florida pickup basketball, that's how it started,
Wow.
So, and then it's
Just
just
crazy, yeah.
But as we started to do it and, we started to realize like, man, there's a lot of, first off, Tampa has a lot of hoopers.
Right.
Number one.
Right.
Right. And it seemed to me that Tampa needs somebody or something to bring the basketball community together.
Yeah.
Right? Because you got hockey.
Yes, sir.
You got football.
You
got baseball. I mean, but you don't have anything basketball. And Tampa's one of the next largest, Tampa's one of the biggest cities that doesn't have anything basketball related.
Exactly.
So we was like, all right, just the whole page, everybody was really buying into what we was doing. And it was Tampa, Florida based. It wasn't like he was, taking videos and then posting them himself.
Exactly.
It was, it's a community. We try to do a good job at getting everybody in the community involved.
Yep.
And you can see what we're doing now with the podcast.
Yep.
But it's, I think, where it's at now is Tampa needs something basketball, and they need somebody to bring it together because the basketball community is a dope community.
Man.
And look at all the people that we meet.
Yeah.
And the relationships that we, look,
Dope to be a
we're
part of
sitting
that
here,
for sure.
Yeah.
Literally.
right?
Literally.
So yeah, man, I appreciate you saying that.
Of course.
Yeah, it was funny. I remember the day that Byron told me that you reached out, and I was like, nah, there's no way.
Yeah, come on.
Because when I first moved to Tampa, I saw you playing on the Titans, and I was
that's
like,
crazy.
there's no way this guy's gonna play for us. And he was like, no, he just sent me a screenshot. He was like, he wants to play for us. I was like, yeah, okay, he's in.
Yeah.
He's in.
what's
He
up.
want to play, he's in.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I couldn't say no to it because there was some other players that
There's like 5 more guys who
were tough no's too.
Yeah.
It was like, I really don't want to say no, but it was really like we already had that type of a player.
Yep.
And it was just I'd be taking from somebody else.
Yeah.
Got you.
And then you were just, you were a perfect,
Perfect fit.
the length, the the wings span you got, the athleticism, good
Appreciate it.
camera stuff.
Yes,
So
sir.
it worked out nice. you know?
Yes, sir.
Let alone the personality, man.
Yeah,
That was much needed.
Oh yeah, always.
Came with the dress though, man.
With the dreads, I remember. Yeah, the dreads.
Yeah,
though.
the dreads.
Gotta bring it back, man.
I remember that.
Hey,
Yeah, it was
they're in my
dreads,
safe
man.
though. They're in the safe. I keep them in the safe.
And then
so.
Rob, you got to go back and watch some of his old clips.
Yeah, I got
The
it.
2018, 2019 stuff.
Yeah, because
You
you
gotta
know
watch
what?
some of that stuff
I first,
there.
I'm like, damn, who is this Jeremiah?
Yeah. You gotta watch that
Locking
stuff.
up too. He was locking up.
yeah.
He was locking
I
Yeah,
up.
remember
watch that stuff
some
there.
dope highlights though in the TBL in the Black High School.
Oh,
Saturday
yeah.
night games,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
man,
So
Yeah.
let's be honest. So tell the truth. What you think of Rob's European coaching style?
Bro. it's so like it's easy for me. I'm the type of I think it's because I've coached high school basketball, so I get what he wants more so than it's like play just for me. If to elaborate on that, it's like my dad has always told me be an extension of the coach on the floor.
That's what you are.
And that's what helps coaches and helps teams the best. So I've always just take it onto myself to when he says something, make sure the rest of the team knows. Or if I know that I would expect it from a player, just do it right now because I'm the player. So I feel like I have a different sense of how to get what a coach needs from me, and it helps it helps.
Well, I mean, you do realize that, you know, Rob really wants to play defense for real.
Right.
He wants you guys picking up full court
Yeah.
the entire game.
That's
So once we get this league, you know,
it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Yeah. Because I don't mind doing that, and that's always been my job on every team I've been on. Is go guard him. Well, go guard him. Well, just don't let him touch it. And it's like, all right, I got ways to figure out which way to do it, how to do it, and get it done. Because that's what the coach is gonna want, and that's what he expects. Because that's what I expect out of kids that I coach or train. It's like, bro, if you know the answers or you know what I want, just go ahead and do it, bro.
Right.
If it was that easy, man.
I know. And that's why I try to make it easier.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? So.
And Rob, as the coach, what's your take on Ken as a player?
No, phenomenal. Like, when he said he wanted to be my extension on the court, he was. Like with him and Dre in the backcourt.
Right.
Yeah.
Dre makes it easy.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like, I always say basketball is a player's game, and I just pull the strings on the sideline. But these guys made it so easy for me. Like, you can tell that he has a pro mindset, and he knows how to talk to guys. Like, when he shared the story that he was kind of loud and intense in practice, that's how he's in games too. Like,
Yeah.
I let him run my timeout sometimes. You see on the videos. I have no problem with him taking over timeout, and I'll just be quiet and it's like, yeah, let's go. Because I know he knows the game. I know he's professional. He knows exactly how I think about the game because he's from Indiana. He's not from Florida. He knows basketball.
That's crazy,
So-
Rob. That's wild a little bit there.
It's the truth.
That's funny.
It's the truth. So he knows what basketball is all about in the core, and that made it easy for me.
All right. Question for you. So you've been in the MAC League, Wiregrass, City
sir.
League,
Yes, sir.
all around Tampa, probably St. Pete too. Who'd you say is the best shooter in Tampa?
I want to answer this one too.
Give me your top three.
Okay.
Yeah, give me-
Now we
Nah,
can.
you're gonna give him. I want to know who.
I'm gonna give you the
best shooter is.
one,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I wanna
let
know
me
one, though.
let me warm up with a top three. Dre's obviously he's in there. Any other names that come out to mind? Just flat out shooter, best shooter.
No, I got one. I'm changing mine.
Say it. Name
So
it.
you saying Dre?
I can't. That was a great question. That is and I play with Dre a lot. So Blake is up there too.
Yeah, Blake. Yeah,
Blake is up there too.
Blake's a big time
Yeah,
shooter.
Blake is my
he
other
is, yeah.
in the city league. I swear I can throw it anywhere to Blake, and it's good
Okay.
chance it goes in.
So okay, so you got Blake and Dre. All right.
I'd be crazy if I didn't put myself in there because as much as I don't shoot, I really can. But Blake and Dre,
So you gonna 1 and 2, you go Blake and Dre.
yeah,
Those are your two guys. there.
yeah.
Who's
And
the
it-
one?
And I played with Dre a lot. I played with Blake a lot. Blake is a knockdown shooter.
You know who's a great shooter too, bro? Who's like very, very like underrated. But has great form, great feet when he shoot the ball. Tay.
I was waiting for his name,
Yeah.
man.
I was gonna say
yeah,
that.
I was
after-
waiting
after
for
you said
it.
that.
I've only played against Tay about
Man.
2 years, and then this was my first year playing with him. He's very consistent from three.
Yeah.
He gets unconscious in a
And then-
heartbeat.
yeah.
Like,
His
His
release
release
is
is
oh
quick.
my
man.
It's
goodness.
so quick.
It's
Yeah.
just-
I want you like that Clay, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tay,
Clay.
so
Clay.
let me take me
Yeah.
out, put Tay in. That's the top three. That's the top three.
Nice.
But out of all of those, it's hard to beat Blake. I am dead serious. Like we beat Dre with Blake.
Yeah, nah.
Like it was
Blake been
like
shooting crazy for a long time too.
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Played in high school with me actually.
who Blake?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Wow.
He older than me though, I believe. Yeah, he older than me 2 years.
Yeah, he's yeah. I'm taking him as the one.
That's the one.
I'm taking him as the one.
All right, Ken. Camera.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Blake, don't prove me wrong. Dre, I love you, bro. Tay, you already know what time it is. You see that MAC League championship trophy over there. I know
Barely.
it's...
Barely.
No, Blake, he could have ended it for us.
And
Yup,
that's
yeah.
why I
could've
promise
ended it for
I was like, anyone but him. And go to
Yeah.
anyone but him, and it went right to him. I didn't even look. I did not even look, bro.
could've
And I
made
know
that.
it's on camera. I
I
was
went
just
back and
looking
watched
down
it.
at the
He had a
ground.
good look. It wasn't like
Yeah, it was a
No,
good shot.
it was one of those that I'm
Which you
like,
made probably.
I've
Yeah,
played
he had
with
a
him,
look.
and I was
It
like,
wasn't like he couldn't have made it. He had a good look.
it
but
hit the
just-
back iron.
yeah,
Like
he
it
just
was
missed
right
it.
on. Couple inches more. That's a.
He just missed it. Yeah.
I was like, oh.
And that's a shot he's made hundreds of times.
Hundreds, yeah. Like,
he's made
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think we asked you that question already,
Yeah.
right?
What?
Best shooter.
Best shooter?
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah, for
You
me
said
it's
Dre, right?
like I think Dre because he has a better pull up game than Tay. Like straight catch and shoot,
Yeah.
Tay is the best. Like I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, missing. I told you.
It's
I was like,
in a
man,
long
this man
time.
form is
Like his
perfect, too.
form, the
Yeah.
way the ball hits the rim, the spin, like Tay is a knockdown shooter.
Yeah.
I have not
Yeah.
seen him enough pulling up on the dribble, like creating a shot. That's why I
Right.
give Dre the benefit right there.
Yeah.
But catch and shoot in transition, set fee, whatever you need, Tay
Yeah.
is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Dre had a shot in that in the bigger showdown.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I was gonna say
I thought it was going in.
The
Yeah.
15K.
I thought it was going in.
He
Yes.
showed me a different side.
Yeah, that
I
was
played
crazy.
with Dre for a long time, but that 15K, he was hitting.
He was
moves
going
like,
ham.
I was
Man.
like, oh, you're in
He came
that
down
college
court.
bag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
nah.
you're in that Winthrop bag. Like
He actually came down court one time, in and out with a left hand pull up. I'm talking about going full speed.
Yeah.
In and out left hand
Yeah,
pull
yeah.
up. Bottom. I said, oh my God.
Yes.
I've never seen him locked in like that. When we played OP Elite with those 5 players, like the look on his face, I'll never forget that. Man.
Yeah.
Like
He-
he
he
was
could-
locked in, and that's
could
what he
take it
played.
there.
Like
He could
You
take
got
it.
certain players that do that though. When the lights are on,
Yeah.
that's when they really turn on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fact.
Yeah, so I put that question on here again specifically so we could talk about who's the best shooter.
yeah,
And I'm changing, Dre, I gave it to Dre last time. Actually, I was in between Pat
Oh,
and Dre,
I think
right? But I unfortunately, I have to now take it from them guys and I got to give it to Tay now after what
Tay
I've
is
seen.
that's a good pick.
So Tay's my number one. And I'm a guy that likes Pat. I've been
I'm
seeing
so
him.
glad
I've been
you
seeing him
said
doing
that.
it for so many years.
that was the other one in
Every
the back
game
of
he
my
averaged
mind.
about 6 games, six,
7
5,
games.
6, 7.
It's
Yeah,
effort.
every single
He'll
game.
bank it on you and call it
Launch
from the wing.
deep points
what I
too.
will
from
say
the
is, though,
wing.
man, Pat take and make big time threes too, though.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that,
he
you know
does.
what I mean?
But
Like,
Tay too though.
Yeah.
Bro,
I
that
mean,
one game he
it's almost
played
like every
with us,
time he
7
shoot it, they
threes
go
in one
in.
game. It's like I was
Really
surprised
like
he was
that.
missing at some point.
And he played defense too now.
Tay, yeah. Oh,
And he
yeah.
played defense.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
we just talking about his shooting ability. He plays defense.
Yeah,
too.
he's
Yeah.
a great player. I really like coaching
He
him.
really played defense. so-
Rob, I said, oh my, who's it? His form is just so perfect.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it is.
Off my saying that thing was smooth, man.
Yeah.
Just the way
You know whose
look,
pickup
what,
that was? That was John's pickup.
Yeah.
John was like, yo, you need to get Tay.
Yeah,
I'm like,
great,
I'm like,
great,
Tay? He's
great
like, yeah, you
pickup.
gotta get Tay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right.
A sniper,
Especially, yeah.
Tay,
he was
Tay
big
and
for us
Cleve, those were John's
because
pickups.
we played against so much zone defense. Like,
Yeah.
Tay was needed.
Yeah,
Yep,
but Tay,
yep.
you just can't leave him open at all.
Yeah. I hated playing against him and Cleve when they played for DRC.
And the only reason why I'm not putting Nas in that is because Nas, I feel like we talking about
Yeah.
Nas is playing on the weekends for big money on national television.
he doesn't count anymore.
Yeah, he don't count.
he doesn't count
But
anymore.
as far as just guys that you go to a sporter and they in there,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tay is the guy.
Tay, in my opinion, he's got it. And then you got Pat right there.
I was gonna say Pat.
Yeah, you gotta say Pat.
definitely up there.
And if
I've
you don't
seen
say
him
Pat, it means you hating. You really don't. You might not like
Real
his
deal.
personality.
Real deal.
You might not like how he walks with his chest out. That's the only reason why you really can't say him.
and
Because
and
if
you
you-
don't think of him as like,
Yeah.
you just won't think of him like that
Right,
until
nah.
he hits 4 or 5, and you're like, hey, bruh, get him.
Yeah,
Right,
then it's
what
a
is-
smile for me.
Oh, bro.
No, this is
And
Pat's
he gonna
smile
talk
when he makes
cash.
one. Oh,
he
Right.
gonna
Yeah.
talk cash money
Yeah.
too, and it's
Yeah.
going. Wow, yeah, Pat's up there.
So you
That's a
you
good
being
one. That was a good one.
Yeah, yeah. So you played with the best shooters. You say I think you guarded Pat, you guarded Tay a bunch of times, you guarded Troy, all them guys. Who's probably the toughest cover you had to cover though? Actually, you know what? Who's the best probably defender you say? Not toughest cover. Who says the best defender? Who's the best defender you say?
Wow.
You can say
Okay.
yourself too. You're gonna say that. You
I
can say
mean,
yourself.
when it comes to defending, I'm definitely putting myself up at the top because going against all of those guys, like you said,
right.
and this is on camera, but I know I've gotten the best of all of you at a point in time. So,
no, he didn't.
oh yes, like Cleve,
No,
we've
he
met
didn't.
up in the city league,
Lock them up.
won that matchup. Yes. Let me see. Hugh, he was once a contender for the
Q?
best in the city for defense or whatever.
Who?
Who?
Quinnell Francis, Q, Island
Q.
Boy.
Island Boy?
Q.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I know him for getting buckets.
Buckets.
Exactly. When I first got down here, he was like, we were all in Wiregrass one day, and it was me, Crow, Pat, all them guys. And Q was like, who's better at defending in the gym than me? I'm standing right here, bro. Like, it would be me. And we went over, it's space and opportunity. We went right over to that court. I won the ones. Reggie Evans was there. Crow was there. Everybody was there. And I was like, yeah, bro, you're not a better defender than me. I will score on you and then lock you up. So that's the difference between he might be able to score, but you can't defend. So now I'm going all left, and I'm going to tell you that. I'm going straight left. Meet me there. And so it's not him.
Can I throw one in there?
Say him.
I love Tobias.
He
Tobias.
is a problem.
Tobias on defense.
He is a problem.
Oh, my goodness.
Because he matches me in length.
Yeah, I got one too. I'm gonna say.
Say his name. Say it.
Who you got?
So no, who you got? Who you got as the best defender?
Best defender, man.
Yeah.
I think we want somebody to stop. I see most times the guys put Ken on the best player to stop him. So
Yeah.
I'm probably I say Ken on top of my head. Probably I say Ken.
I appreciate it.
Probably I say Ken.
Appreciate it. Because I'm trying to think. and
I
I'm-
did see a game.
So I'm gonna say this then.
Say it.
I'm gonna say you at the top of my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. No disrespect to you in any way.
Of course. I got to know.
But this is a new guy on the scene. I think 5 is.
Oh yeah,
I think 5 is
Oh,
one of the defensive.
yeah,
I think he's
yeah,
one of the
he has
best
a point
defenders out
that
there.
is a
The way he
great
said
comparison.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think-
yeah,
And he's
yeah.
super young. Yeah, that's
So
a
I
good
think
one.
so I think you
He could
both,
do it all,
I
yeah.
think both of y'all
Yeah.
top defenders.
Yeah.
But 5, I really like.
The one
5's
thing he has
defense,
over
yeah.
you is that rim protection.
Yeah. But I have to test that though.
And he's just a younger guy.
That's what
22
it
years
is.
old, 24
That-
years old.
yeah.
That youth.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was 22,
Yeah.
and I just don't remember like being tired.
Yeah.
I just don't remember like running through 4 screens, 3 screens, and being like, yeah, I don't care. Like I remember that. But now I'd be like, please don't.
Switch, please. Come on.
Please
Switch.
Please switch early. Like if we can, let's do it. But if I have to get back into that, I will. But it's like, me and 5 though, we
Defense-wise?
Yeah, we
yeah.
gotta go because we're on the same team.
And Tay too.
So
Yeah.
like
All
we
three of
don't
them
get to
defensively.
If-
Clean
go
too.
against each other.
Clean, that's a
You know?
defensive squad
All
right there.
defensive. Yeah. That's.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a video, man, a few years back, man, that surfaced, man. And Pat was frying somebody. I don't want to say his name. You know, his friend of the show.
Who? Who?
I know who it was. I think
Yeah, nah.
Pat was frying who? I'm
yeah,
trying to.
us.
He was frying somebody, and they was like, nah, switch. And Ken had to go and get him.
Oh yeah.
I think Pat like 60 or something crazy.
It was Vern. I love you, Vern, but it was
Pat-
I don't
was it
think
at
so.
Wiregrass?
Yeah,
like
it's at
that?
Wiregrass.
It was
Yeah.
Vern.
I don't think it was
I know.
Vern. I don't think it was
Oh,
Vern.
I
though.
know
Nah,
for
I think
a fact.
it was one of them Balls Life guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't
Vern.
Think it was, I don't think it was
Vern was hot.
It was definitely one of the Balls Life guys.
Austin
I know Pat,
Mills
Pat
was
going
there.
crazy. Yeah.
Mills was there. Vern was playing with us because he was getting on with Ball His Life at the time. He was doing his little, So, but that game, Pat hit like 7 threes.
Deep
I think
ones,
he had
too.
60 points though.
He did.
Yeah,
Yeah, 60
he
points.
did.
Crazy.
60, something
He
like that.
did.
Yeah.
It's not crazy.
And it was like,
Point
I was
guard
like,
Pat.
Vern, like,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
like,
Telling you.
what you got? Because that's on
So
y'all's
he's been doing
page,
that.
isn't it?
He's been doing that.
That's on the Tampa.
Yeah, where Pat was launching them things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
I
you
was
guys
there.
did exactly.
Yeah, I was there,
I
yeah.
remember that game
Wow.
because I'm like, Vern,
I was there. I watched.
they here, bro. The camera, they're right
I
there.
play defense too, nah.
This going. Oh, trust.
Yeah.
Listen, Vern is my guy.
Yeah, nah. He play defense.
I'm
too,
gonna tap that double cross on my hat at every time, at least twice.
You like a Vern up?
Yes.
Oh my.
Like, I know his every move. He's gonna come down, give a little hip swivel, double cross, and get to his mid range. Every game we played in the TBL, every game, every open gym, I'm sitting on that. He know I'm sitting on that.
He gonna see this.
I know.
All right.
He gonna DM me, and we gonna talk about that back tap, that back grab that I had on you and on who was that?
It's pretty much.
Damn, he won't
Barry Brown.
Oh.
I did him in too. Like,
you?
Yeah, like, but he's in the league. That's the hardest person I've like guarded.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry Brown's a
Yeah,
different
he can
level.
get
Dog,
bucket.
listen.
Yeah, he's on a different
Like
level.
it was just it didn't even matter what I did.
He's like it's like him and Trevor and Queen or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
It's just whether they make it or
You
miss
miss
it.
it, exactly.
The
There's nothing you
crazy
could do,
part
really.
is,
Everybody, yeah.
the first time I met Trev, boy, I put him off the court too. Like, and he had to come up to me like, I don't even normally play like that. Like, I don't normally miss all them shots. I was just like, hey, I guess it's my lucky day. Then we ended up being on the same team after that. So he never got to get his get back.
Yeah.
He never got to get his get back. And I was like,
He didn't
dang.
miss any shots on Thursday.
No.
So whatever.
I was about to say, he's warm now. It's
Yeah.
over. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Because that was when he was coming off out of college. That was in 2019.
Where in
With,
college did he go to?
New Mexico State,
we
I
gotta-
think.
we gotta get
That's
him
right.
on
Yeah,
there.
that's right.
Yeah.
We got to get him on there.
Yeah.
Definitely need
Interesting
him.
story.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So we'll move on. Let's. I got one more question for you, and then we'll move on. All right.
Sure.
Out of both teams, which team do you think is better?
Out of the Tampa pickup teams,
Both our Tampa, Florida teams, the MAC League or the
Who's gonna win if y'all
or the
play?
Wiregrass League. Which team do you think
we're
is better?
going to definitely do in the first team. Like, it's
You think so?
not-
I don't know, man. You got some new guys over there now.
I got
And that's
Draco. We got a
fine.
couple guys over there now.
That's fine.
Nick,
Avery
That-
over there.
Big Avery, yeah.
Okay.
Dominique.
Well.
Dominique.
Okay.
No, the question
Wait,
is what team is not playing
Devin.
I was gonna say because
Ramon.
if Nas is with us and then Avery's with us, it's over.
Now Avery wouldn't be with
for?
you
Avery
guys. He's
will
never
be
Avery
been
will be
with
with
you.
But what
Yeah,
team is
Nas would probably be over with them.
with the
Yeah,
MAC team?
Yeah, MAC
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
Cali.
Yeah, that.
But don't
So
matter.
we
but-
get Nas.
Yeah, but you
We
still
got
got
Devin,
Draco. You
yeah,
still got
Devin,
Draco.
Ramon
You still got
Draco,
Nick. You got
Ramon.
Tobias. You
over
got
there,
yeah. I mean,
Troy
that ain't no
Collins,
just.
yeah.
I mean, okay,
I
let's
think
just.
we set that up.
But I would not coach either team.
I think
I
we
would
set
just
that
sit
up.
there
You have to.
and get my popcorn and just enjoy the show, man.
Yeah, just let us run.
I think we set that up though.
because that happened once in
Let's set
practice.
that up. I want to see that.
And that was fun.
But I'm talking about
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
comes to it. Like we don't
Nah,
have
I
no
won the whole
missing
squad,
guys.
though. Y'all was smacking
And
them
everybody
boys.
gets good quality minutes. We
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, I'm taking team 2.
You taking your
The MAC team?
We got.
after what I seen this past couple games though, it's hard for me to just say, all right, team 2 got it though.
I'm a guard Nick. He had 46 in some. I think that was in
Yeah,
Los'
46?
league.
Yeah.
I
The
think so.
Saturday League, the new one. Yeah.
So I would
he a
guard
pro.
him, and I've seen him play at the Wiregrass League. I would guard him. If we get Nas, him and Draco cancel each other out. They gonna do what they gonna do.
Who's gonna stop Devin? Nobody.
5.
Yes, sir.
That might be
You
your
think
best
5 gonna
bet.
stop Devin? No.
Devin's big body.
Devin is not. Devin is like, if you let him get going, you're gonna have a long night. If you can disrupt him just before he starts to get going, there's not enough ball. You have to get off that. Like, you won't be able to see it as many times as you want. And then that right there is going to make him shoot shots he doesn't want to shoot. Get uncomfortable shooting the ball. When Devin's comfortable, he's a problem for anyone. When he's uncomfortable, he's on our side.
So you're saying 5 would make him uncomfortable?
Very much.
Like
Like,
we at least have.
Man, that point guard battle, Dre against Dom, that would be. I would enjoy that.
And then the X factor.
yeah.
X factor in that thing is Tyler.
Tyler,
yeah.
yeah, Tyler.
That Cleve got. Like, Tyler's not a ball handler. I think Cleve can get the best of
Tyler
him.
will cook.
Nah.
What? What are you
I
talking
think
about?
Cleve reaching.
It's
and
no hate
gamble
on
a
Tyler,
lot.
but I know what Cleve can do on the
will put
defensive end,
on him,
man.
but I don't know. I haven't
Yeah,
seen.
If he
him.
can stay solid,
I haven't
Cleve
seen nobody
doesn't do
stop
that
Tyler.
silly reaching.
2
then-
years, Tyler. I seen. I
Yeah,
ain't
he
seen
been
nobody
getting
really
busy
stop
every
Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah,
gonna
tough
get- he
consistently
gonna
got
get-
It's
hit
definitely,
consistently.
And he's
it's
a
definitely
hustle
gonna
guy,
be
too.
fun. It's definitely gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah.
We
We
gotta
gotta
set that up.
Yeah, we gotta set that
Cleve
up.
cannot gamble. You gamble.
He gambling too much.
a
He
lot.
knows it.
That's
He
a-
hears it
I
every
wanna
Tuesday.
set
But
that
if
up.
he's
He knows
solid,
that.
though,
Cleve
and
trying
Yeah,
to
if
get
he's solid,
if
he's
he's
solid.
solid
trying
and
to
just
steal so he
makes
can
time
Yeah,
to
yeah,
run
Right
the
for the-
ball.
yeah, loose on the
Yeah,
side.
I
Jump,
got
that's why.
10 new gray hair from Cleve, man.
Yeah.
That boy be reaching in
Yeah.
the front court. We play 5-on-4 on the other end, and I'm like, come on, man.
Right.
It's just like a
Yeah.
big boy AU here.
Yeah.
All right, so we've been presented with an opportunity to bring a pro league into the Tampa Bay area. Well, to bring a pro team into the Tampa Bay
Yep.
area
Mm-hmm.
through the TBL, which we were talking about earlier.
Right.
The TBL actually is solidly, it's been around 7 or 8 years now. It's ran by a guy named David Magley, who is an ex-NBA guy. He's got a lot of connections. Based on what I read, the team is, based on what I read, they got 38 teams
Yep.
throughout the United States, so it's pretty solid. A lot of the teams are up through the East Coast, but they got some in the Midwest. I think Indiana has one of the top programs as well with the Kokomo or something like that.
Yep.
Right.
Bobcats.
But it's a pro league, and to be honest with you, it's more focused on development, I think.
For sure.
Right, because it's gonna go NBA, obviously. The big three, I think, is up there now.
It's coming.
So you got the NBA, you got the big three, then you have the G League, and then right below that is the TBL.
Yep.
Right, and in my opinion, I think the TBL is coming, and I think it's gonna be here to stay now.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and when I was talking to the owner, David, he was telling me that a lot of guys are using this as platforms to get to bigger places, right? So he was telling me that there's been 300 guys who've played in their league and have gotten jobs overseas.
Right.
He said there's been several coaches, referees, who are now reffing either in college or even the G League or maybe even the NBA. He said 3 players who went through his program, through his league, are now in the NBA.
Right.
Right. So, so I'm excited about, learning a little bit more about the opportunity. David's actually flying in this week. We're going to meet on Saturday, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it to see if there's something that we can put together. And like I was telling you, Rob, I mean, this was part of the plan. I mean, we spoke about this in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? They thought we were just doing this just to do this, right?
Yeah.
That's what they thought,
And that's
right?
first podcast.
Right, yeah.
We talked about
That's
it.
they thought we was just doing this to do it. But really, there's a deeper plan with we business guys, right? So
Right.
there's
Yeah.
deeper plans with everything we do.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we got to just see if we can make it work, because I truly feel that we have the infrastructure in place. I think we got the relationships. I think the network is there.
Media.
My thing is the media.
Media is definitely that.
Right? But
Right.
my only thing is that I'm just such a busy guy with everything else that I got going on from real estate. I mean, we got 120 tenants now, from the insurance agency on the auto side, from the health agency to now just getting the podcast off the ground and getting this thing rolling. It would just, it'd be a lot for me to take on another new business.
Yeah.
This would be a new business venture for me to take on. So, I'm not ashamed to say it that I'm going to need help. If we're to do this and bring this to Tampa, I'm going to need help. I'm just going to tell you that flat out.
For sure.
Yeah, it can't be a
I
one-man
don't-
show.
Yeah,
Of course.
I can't do it myself. I need good quality people that are buying into this and that
Yeah.
can see the long-term picture, because one thing people don't understand with business is it's never an overnight thing.
Right.
Right? Yeah, we already did a lot of the groundwork. Yeah, we got good relationships. Yeah, we got some funding. Yeah, we got media. But there's still a lot of work that needs to be done.
Right.
And if we can build the team that is willing to buy in and will do it, I'll invest into it, and I'll make it happen. Just because I see the vision, I see that Tampa needs a basketball organization. They need somebody.
Yes.
They need us.
Yes.
Right.
So yeah, man, I'm excited about it. I'm anxious to hear what you guys think. Can you guys envision a pro team in the Tampa Bay area? We can start.
Yeah.
We can start with Dom.
Yeah, down. What's up?
I mean, like you said, right now we got the Lightning over here, we got the Bucks, and there's no there's no major basketball team right now in the Tampa Bay area. I think we have the infrastructure as a city to support it, the population, everything. We got to just have a solid foundation, the team, of people around the team to actually make it go for real. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know we had this recently, Tampa Bay Titans. I'm not saying that was a bad, but
Right.
I feel like if we get a hold to it, I think it can be a big thing for real. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
that's the fourth largest basketball entity I think right now is
TBL.
TBL right now. I'm sorry. So like I said, man, we got the Bucks here, we got the Lightning here, man, we got the Rays here. Baseball.
It's hard because it's in St. Pete.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
you know?
So they ain't really in Tampa for real. So
Exactly.
I think, get something local in the city, man, and have people get behind it for real. I think, it could be a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Rob wants it.
For sure. For sure. I mean, you see, USF had this big season last year.
Yeah.
right? University of
right.
Tampa is doing good things. Now the NCAA is bringing back the women's Final Four. So this is the second time. Like when I moved here 3 years ago, we had the SEC championship in Amalie Arena. So national basketball is pushing the Tampa market, right? It's also not realistic that we're gonna have an NBA team here just because of Orlando and Miami
exactly.
already so close, right? And then what you said, Byron, is that just the reason the TBL exists. For me as a development guy, this is the perfect scenario. If you look at the timing, the season is from March to June, right? It's 3 months where all the overseas guys come back in town, right? We can put them through, I already told you, my vision. We're going to have team practices. I'll run individual workouts, film sessions, everything. Get them ready for overseas basketball. Then I know the TBL has their summer league in July, right? Where everybody knows it's basketball mecca, right? NBA summer league, all the scouts, overseas coaches. Like
Literally.
we go out there and rock that summer league with our team. Like shit, we gotta restructure the roster every year because we're gonna make people go places.
And
And if we can make that our brand that people come here, Division II, Division III college kids that don't have anything to go overseas, and we get them ready in one summer, I think that's a hell of a brand we can keep going.
Yeah.
Tampa needs basketball. Tampa needs basketball.
Definitely, obviously, what you guys hearing my take about what the TBL has done for me. It was out of my whole TBL career, loved the Sarasota market, loved the city of Sarasota. I'm the triple-double leader in that franchise for the TBL down there. So they show me immense amounts of love, and I give back to their community still to this day. So love them down there, but I live in Tampa. My boys are from Tampa. So I was kind of sad when the Tampa market left the TBL because I knew how good it was for the city. Like, even just the little time that we were here, you know, it was great to just get out in the community and be a pro in Tampa, like, and just have the kids have access to you and have the community have access to you. Like, that was a great thing. And then coming from the Midwest down to here, and that was my first exposure to the city, people saw me differently. And that was a great chance for me to just restart my whole life. So to give that feeling to guys in the city and to guys out of the city, it just opens up the market for Tampa, really. It just opens up a whole nother realm for guys like me to do what I did, come down or stay here to get your, you know, get your wings spread out so you can fly for real, because that's what I'm doing now. And it's only really because of the TBL. So if the TBL team comes back to Tampa, it's more structure and more, you know, opportunity for guys. So it's a great thing.
It's good.
It's a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, the TBL can be a good thing for everybody, right? Like you said, the fans and just, you know, the kids coming up and then the guys that are playing basketball now that are in high school and college that might not have an opportunity.
Exactly.
This could be a landing spot for them temporarily until they figure out whatever it is that they are trying to do.
Yeah.
Coaching staff, if you want to get into coaching, you can come jump on with us and hone your skills there.
Yep.
Media, if you want to be in the media space,
Perfect.
you can jump on to us.
Perfect
You
for
know,
that.
so
Sir.
there's a lot of different opportunities, not even just as a player.
Right.
Right. You're going to come in as a player, right?
Exactly.
But my 3-year, 5-year, 7-year plan doesn't have you as a player. Maybe you're.
I'll be on the back end with you, Byron.
You see what I'm saying? So
that's my goal.
right,
is
I'll
like,
be well into my 40s then. So
yeah,
I'm gonna
hey,
need.
we'll both be old guys, but we'll still be youthful.
You know.
That's the best part.
So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I got a face-to-face meeting with the man himself, David Magley. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully we can have some good positive talks and
Of course.
and potentially bring a TBL team back to Tampa.
Right.
That would be
Right?
dope.
You know, so
A lot of opportunity for a lot of people.
A lot.
yeah. So we'll
A
see.
lot.
We'll see what it do. You know, but you know, like I said, you know, I'm gonna need.
We got to build a
I'm
team.
gonna need you guys. I'm gonna need you guys' help to
For sure.
pull this off, and then
For
we're gonna
sure.
need not just us. We're gonna need the community to buy into this.
Yeah.
Yes, For sure.
Right. We're not doing this just specifically for us to just make money, and we're doing it for the community, the basketball community in Tampa. So we're gonna need the fans and the basketball people in the city to get behind this.
Right.
There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah. You know, so
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys that have been following us for a long time, and we see that like when we post certain things, right? And I'm like, wow, this guy, haven't heard from this guy in a year, but he's still watching.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't seen this guy in 8 months, and he's still checking in with us. So there's a lot of guys that are out there that show love, and you know, what we're asking is for everybody to get involved in this in some capacity. You know,
And we already have a lot of talent in the city already.
Right.
I said just now, We
Right.
got a bunch of guys leaving and going to play on the TV.
Yeah.
Teams.
Literally.
Right.
Yeah.
and they ain't
Literally.
they're not
Right,
going
like-
and getting tons of money elsewhere.
They just
It's
want
that they
that
don't have
chance.
anything here.
Exactly.
That's what it. And I
It
was
is.
With
literally
our
a
media
product of
team
that.
and
Yeah.
the TBL TV, the live stream, and
Yes.
all
Yeah.
my connections overseas. Like, there's a lot of exposure out there.
Exactly.
Because that's what I mean. Like for example, like Nas is a perfect example of what we have to offer.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Nas plays for the Big Three,
Yeah.
but he's like, yo, I want to come rock out with you guys because you guys are most consistent. You guys, are, you know, you got a coach, you got a good organization, you guys practice.
He can grow.
Right, you got media.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, so all of these things are helping him
Yeah. Yeah.
with the Big Three.
Really.
Right,
Yeah.
so when he comes here and he plays 1 or 2 games during the week, they see that.
Yeah.
They see that he's still working.
Yeah.
It's more content for him.
Right.
He's sharpening his skills, playing with other
Right.
guys that play D1, play pro.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, so this is exactly what we're talking about here. You're used to coaching, you know, younger age group like high school, and now you're coaching pros, guys that have played big D1s, middle D1s, and guys that have played overseas.
Right.
You know, so this is a growing opportunity.
Yeah.
Me, I'm GMing, right?
Yeah.
Right. Who would have thought that, you know, I would have been, you know, organizing,
More than a volume shooter Wednesday at the YMCA,
yeah. Right? You know, so, you know, I'm just an insurance guy, you know, right? You know, so, but
That's awesome.
so, I mean, we've had some real good. I mean, this has been real good talks.
Yeah.
Right? We spent a lot of it talking about getting to know Ken, and I
Yeah.
can't wait to get some of that stuff out.
For sure.
But let's kind of open it up for, you know, I have a list of things that we need, you know, but then I also have a list of things that we have, right? And I think it's fair to say that we all can agree that we should try to put together the TBL here in Tampa.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think we should. I think there's any reservations there, like any reasons why we wouldn't do it.
I don't see one.
Just for devil's advocate here a little bit.
Okay.
What are the areas or the regions of the country in which the TBL is most successful? Central, right?
Central.
I think even like with the major like sports teams, right? Like the Lightning and the Bucks. The Bucks in particular, right? When they're not winning, or shoot, even prior to Tom Brady being here, even while winning, right? Attendance was kind of low, and it's because there's so many other things to do in Tampa. You got a lot of other stuff to do in Tampa, and maybe Indiana and Iowa, Missouri, maybe not so much.
Right.
In Tampa,
right,
there's
right.
a bunch of stuff to do every single weekend.
see
You
where you're
you can go to St. Pete
Yep.
in 30 minutes. You can go to the cruise,
Orlando,
Miami,
Yeah.
Beach.
everywhere, the
Yeah.
beach. So that would be the only thing. Like
We're competing with them.
You're right.
That's our job
you have
to
to
connect
be
that.
super aggressive in your marketing and just your social media outreach and just your marketing to the masses to get people to get on board with this. And secondly, you got to win.
Right.
You
right.
got
Gotta
to
win.
win.
Okay.
Because, you know,
Okay.
like you said
Yeah.
before, right? If you're winning, they'll get behind you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people
Yeah.
rally around winners.
Right. So
That's just what it is.
yeah.
There's no way around it. If you win, if you're a winner, people are gonna come to you. They're
Right.
gonna gravitate
They're
to you.
gonna gravitate, yeah.
Look, we won the MAG League,
Right.
and then if you look at our attendance, all the players showed up
Right.
that following Thursday. Like we've never had that many players. They all showed
Oh,
up,
yeah.
right?
That's when you told me you got 12 teams.
Out of nowhere,
And
man.
then we went from having 3 to having 12.
Yeah.
So sometimes too, like, yo, we need to get, you know what I
Right,
mean?
so-
yeah.
And even in the
People rally
Mag
around.
League, like right after the game, on the spot, 5 people asked me, "Can I join next week? Next season?"
Yeah, them boys want to
People
play.
I've never talked to before.
Yeah, but they know you because you've been. You know what I'm saying? They know you.
But then I was like, "Yo, that's the gem over there. Like,
Yeah.
talk to him."
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. We got a squad. We got a good squad right now.
Yeah.
Not saying that we can't pick up a piece here and there, but it's gonna be tough
Yeah.
with the squad we got.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. To your point, you're right. There is a lot of competition in Tampa, right? So we are competing with the Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
Because ultimately this is an entertainment platform.
Right. Exactly.
Right. People are coming
Facts.
to us, for entertainment and leisure.
Right. Exactly.
Right. So we're not just competing with just basketball. It's every other damn thing that you could do in Tampa. And that was one of the things that Basil probably struggled with. He probably didn't realize that, hey, I'm competing with every other organization that wants shit. We're competing with social media now. Some
Right.
people just
Yeah.
want to stay home and watch social
Scroll,
media.
Yeah.
Right.
Real
So
deal.
you're competing with a lot. So yeah, social media has to be strong. The community outreach has to be strong. Most importantly, we gotta win.
Yeah. Gotta win.
Yeah.
And one thing we do have though on Saturday nights, there is no other pro sports in Tampa. The Bucks play Sundays, right?
The time frame matches up perfect.
Yeah, because it's what is it, March?
Yeah, football is
March,
over.
March through June.
Yeah, the
Like
NBA
literally, nothing's
no,
running
it's-
at that
yeah.
time.
So you gotta make people wanna people gonna have to want to spend their dollars right for leisure time or time and their money right with you on a Saturday night.
It's gotta be entertaining.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gotta
That's
be
the
good.
thing.
Gotta be a show.
That's what it comes down to. Is like
Cheerleaders, music,
Showtime Lakers type.
exactly.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
dunks, all that. It's gotta be
Like
playing
dancing, we got-
defense. It's gotta be-
yeah.
The
You gotta
biggest
have
thing.
personality.
Yeah.
It's gotta
Yeah.
be
Like those are the pieces that, because when Basil did it, he just was. I mean, it was his first time.
It was a basketball product.
Right? It was trial and error, trial by fire, and it really, as it grew, it got better. When the Tampa Bay Titans had their last season, it was the best season. Maybe not financially because he understood like $2,000 a month for 12 players is a lot, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Like it was great for me because he never missed a payment. He was always a day early with our checks. So that part financially, he was not like, he made sure everyone was on the up and up. Everything was good. But that takes a toll, especially doing it like that your first year. And those were the things it was like, well, we need more than just people coming to see us. Like that dynamic of the TBL is actually a thing. Like the teams that are really profitable, the teams that are really gaining in attendance, they have other things going on than just the basketball game. Because if you go to a professional basketball game for the Heat or Orlando, you've got their dancers, you've got their promotions. Every media timeout, they're giving you shirts, they're giving you free
Raffle
stuff.
tickets,
There's
food,
all kinds of
music.
things. There's so many things that you have to incorporate with the team that it'll start to pay for itself afterwards. After a while, because people are now starting to come. Maybe
event.
not even for you. Maybe not even for the basketball. We're coming because my kids get to go play on the bounce house at the TBL at the Tampa pickup games, and he enjoys that. And we get to see a little basketball while we do it. Those are the type of people we need to, include them too. So
Or there's one specific player that they like.
that happens too.
Like I'm a LeBron James guy, right?
Exactly.
So I'll go to Orlando specifically to see him.
LeBron, yeah.
Bingo.
Orlando plays every weekend.
Bingo.
Or every couple days. But
Bingo.
I'll go see him.
Yeah.
You might have to like brand a guy, almost type thing. It's like,
No, we got personality guys.
yeah, that's,
Yeah.
Like
that's
I'm,
what I'm saying.
I hate, love him or hate him, but Devin's a
Devin,
personality
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he is.
Devin,
He,
yeah.
he
Yeah,
attracts
he is.
He
attention.
does.
Yeah.
I have videos that go viral
Devin just
Because of
talking.
him,
Yeah,
yeah.
just talking.
just
right.
because of him.
Real deal.
And that's what people want to watch.
It is.
And on top
that's
of that,
ultimately-
he's personable, and that's what people like.
Yeah.
Like you meet him off the court, he's a great guy.
Great dude. Yeah. Awesome dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, devil's advocate is good. I
It's
think
good, yeah.
I think the only other piece to that, I mean, I already gave you the one. Like we got to make sure we have the team to do it.
Oh,
That's the one.
easy.
And then I think number two would be a little bit like you touched on the financial aspect, right? So I'm going to pay more attention to that than maybe
course.
you guys.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
you
of
guys are
course.
focused on other things, I'm going to be focused on that, right?
Right.
So with that, I would say that I have some experience in business at this point, right? So, I always just, I'm very calculated with my decisions. I take my time, and I think of worst case scenarios.
Sure.
Like we're not gonna
100%,
just
yeah.
think of. We're not gonna just think. Oh, everything's
All
gonna go.
peaches and roses.
Nah.
Yeah.
That ain't how this stuff goes.
Yep,
Right?
gotta see
Anybody
the
that's
reality in
experienced
it.
in business will tell you that.
Yeah.
Right? You want to think positive, but you want to prepare for
The worst.
Yeah.
right. So I would have to make sure that we have prepared for the worst. Right. So from a budgeting standpoint, first we'll take a look at the needs. What's absolutely necessary.
Right.
Let's maybe even see if we can, see what we can. Let's just see if we can potentially get some partnerships, maybe some sponsorships, maybe.
Those are huge.
Maybe we can get some business relationships, some help from folks
For sure.
that are part of the
And
community.
we have a big community.
I was gonna say that was really my main focus, helping Basil out. Really,
Sponsorships, stuff like that.
bro. It's crazy how you can just go to an establishment, like let's just use Duffy's for example. You can go into Duffy's, ask for the manager, and say, hey, you guys have any like allocated money you have to give away for just entertainment purposes? A lot of businesses do. Byron, you run business, you know how this goes. So it's like there's companies that have to write off money to give away. And if you ask for it, they will kindly partner with you. They will kindly sponsor you.
All you have to do is,
Yes.
maybe hang their banner up or something like
Put
that.
them on the jersey, put them on a logo, on your warm up, on our warm up.
Yeah.
That's all they want.
Right.
That's all they want. And then they end up giving you 30%, 50%, sometimes free meals, whatever the case may be. For example, like when we go on the road and stuff, Fayetteville had a connection with Bubba 33 Burgers. Yeah, and we have one out in Wesley Chapel. We got to eat there for 70% off. Like after our game, after we played them, we went over to where they were,
Nice.
and got us 70% off our meal. So that was, as a player, it's like, dang, that's helpful for my pockets.
Right,
Like,
definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like, that was smooth. I kept that in mind because I'm like, let us get back to it, and that's what we could have here in Tampa. Because it's like all that is just a buildup of partnership and sponsorships to help those guys make it easy for them. So
Yeah, because a lot of you guys don't know, but this TBL thing's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
big big boy investment.
Hefty.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big boy
It's
investment.
not a joke.
Like,
It's
no
not
matter-
like men's league or anything.
Yeah, this is a big time investment. So, whoever gets involved in this, they got to have some pockets and they got to have some money that they can kind of throw away because this isn't like
If it fails,
this isn't like taking $150,000. And I gave you this example the other day. Me being a real estate guy, if I take $150,000 or $200,000 and I buy a property with it,
that's still there.
that money's still there.
Yeah.
When I go and I
And has a
sell
chance
that
to build.
property, I just take my 150 back, my 200,000 back, right?
Yep.
When you do this is completely different. This could potentially just be gone,
Yep.
Right.
right?
Worst case scenario, yes.
Because
Yes.
it's not because you're not. There's nothing tangible,
Right.
right? A lot of this is going to salaries, which we'll talk about and how we can address that. A lot of this is going to travel, room and board, marketing,
Yep.
all these
Yep.
different types of things that this is going towards. So
Right.
definitely a different kind of investment, than what I'm used to, right? I invest into real estate and insurance contracts, right? I know that I'm going to get paid for the next 6 months or 12 months
Right.
in most cases.
Right.
This is a little bit different, right? The entertainment, right? The entertainment
Yep.
space is one of those like high risk,
I about to say it's
high
risky.
reward type spaces,
Exactly.
Yep.
right? If it hits, boom, you could really take it there,
Yeah. Yeah.
But so yeah, those are gonna be that's gonna be something that I'm gonna want us to really research before I pull triggers and start writing checks. I'm gonna really want to know, like, can we get, let's come up with a sponsorship number. Can we hit it? Right.
Right.
Seems like you have a little experience in that. Is it you and other individuals that we can bring on board that can help with that? I'm thinking of somebody right now that'd be really good with that. They got me to help with sponsorships as well. So maybe I can reach out to him. You having some experience with it.
Yeah.
Another way to generate revenue would be the tryouts.
Yep.
We'll
Yes.
talk a little bit about that. How
Yeah.
can we use the tryouts to help fund what we're doing?
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'll talk to David about other potential ways that we can generate revenue as well.
Yeah,
But
for
that's the main thing, and that's what will ultimately carry this thing on. If this thing year one can pay for itself,
Yeah.
oh man, we're
That's a
Then we
win.
did our job.
That's a win right there.
And then year
I was
two,
about
we
to
make
say,
a little
yeah.
something. Year three, we make a
Yeah.
little something.
Yeah.
Establish ourselves. And like I said, we're already coming in with a
Following
huge event.
platform,
Nice
yeah.
base.
right? And then we
Nice
got great
base.
relationships too. So
Yeah.
you don't just have my platform; you have other large media platforms that we can take advantage of to help push this thing.
Yep.
Right.
And then we have each one of the players. All of us got followings as well,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So we gotta. I think we can do this. It's just making the money work.
Yeah.
And can we get through year one? And I don't want to. He made it what, 2 years?
4
He made it 4 years.
years.
Yeah. So now year 4 is when you start to turn the corner.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so that must mean that that must mean that he was really struggling,
That's 4 years.
because year 4 is when you turn the corner and you start to make some money.
That was the year all of us like got a contract or went overseas. Like literally the coach even left. The coach left, never came back. Coach Barry, great dude, awesome dude from Detroit. We're from the Midwest, so we had another great connection. I only got to be his player for 1 year, and it was like, oh yeah, I'm about to go to Japan, bro. They want me. I was like, what? The coach is getting deals? I was like, all right, okay. So it was me, him, Chris. Who else went?
Yeah, but in that scenario, what you would do,
Yeah.
what I would do,
Yeah.
is we run another tryout. Let's go.
Basil was one of the people that went over there too. So it was like he was the owner in the situation.
Okay.
It kind of was like that was the year I was like, he's not doing this again. It doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. Business-wise, it would just not make sense for the owner this is what he wanted out of this. Because make no mistake, Basil's like 31. We're the same age. So I was like, well, why are you here? Like, what are you trying to get out of this? And he was trying to get the same thing I was, bro. A contract. And it happened for him. And now he plays high-level basketball overseas. Like, it worked for what he was trying to do. And that's okay. Like, we're still best friends to this day. Like, I don't fault him for that. I congratulate him. Like, bro, you did what you set out to do because that's what it was. But with you, Byron, it's very different. Like, it's just because he told us that from day one, like, hey, I'm trying to get a contract. And this is the best way I know how to do it. Respect, bro.
It must have been much cheaper to get it back. That's a big investment to just go overseas.
You know, prices
Yeah,
have,
man.
Yeah, I'm about to
prices
say.
have definitely.
Just to-
we're gonna
They
get
went
in.
up.
I'm about to say,
We're gonna get into
just
the
go
numbers
overseas,
at
unless
a
you
later date.
playing,
Like
yeah.
it was back then, 2018, bro. You got to remember, like it's first year for
Oh,
this.
that's right.
First year for that. He got in on a,
Yeah.
great price,
That's
probably.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he did. It ain't that price now.
It can't
Yeah,
be
I
because
see, I
they
can't.
Yeah.
went up 30K
Right.
followers. Like
Yeah.
when we started, I had more followers than the TBL.
Yeah.
My personal page. Now they got 36K.
And they're expanding to Canada again, right? They just
They have a
this
great
linking
little
arms
Canada,
with the
Canadian
Super League and that.
they infuse the leagues that aren't in the BSL in the TBL.
Mm-hmm.
So those guys, us potentially, can still go over to Canada and be in the TBL. Like we can book Canada games or whatever, and they got some big names over there. They got Ron Artest's son over there and all kind of stuff. So
David was telling me that the most expensive part of this, obviously his fee is pricey, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the most expensive part of this was the travel, the room and board,
for sure,
right?
for sure.
Like the traveling and staying in the hotels and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, so that's the part that we're gonna have to.
Because right now there's only one team in Jacksonville, right? There's the only one in
Correct.
Florida.
Right, and I think there's another team that that's part of the reason why he's coming to Florida is to set that up.
Yep.
Or is to do the ribbon cutting or whatever.
Yep.
Right. So, so yeah, if there was more teams in Florida, that would make it easier for us when we're doing our schedule. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like 12 home games, 12 away games.
Yep. Yep.
So
24 game season.
and then you go into
Then
playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's actually a pretty big season.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
It's
sizable.
Packed. Like, those
Potentially,
3
like,
months are intense.
I was
guys are
gonna
hooping.
say you could end up. I've been on both sides of the spectrum. Like you can have a short season. That thing can be 3.5 months. You're done, or it can be
6
4
months.
1/2, pushing 5.
Because you got to
Now
go.
with the summer league and all
Yeah,
that.
now they have the NBA, then they got the summer league in Vegas.
Exactly.
They got that 10K tournament out there they're
Exactly.
doing.
Yeah.
So they're starting to expand.
Yeah.
All-Star game and all
Yeah.
that stuff they got.
Oh, that part.
Yeah.
So personally, gonna
So
go up now.
things that we have, right? We're almost done here. So some of the things that we do have, we got a coach, Rob Geyer. Obviously, he would be the head coach, and then we would build off of that. I'm sure that he could figure out what who he wants to put beside him.
For sure.
In my opinion, I think we have a great player pool to pull from. Right? Dominique said this on a few occasions. We don't really need to go. I think you said it as well. We don't really need to go outside Tampa. We got it all right here.
And we'd be competitive in year one.
And we would be able to compete.
Yeah.
Now, you never know. I mean, there might be something that comes about, but Tampa's got plenty of talent here.
For sure.
Guys that are here.
It's
right?
a hotbed.
Right. We have the media team, of course.
Solid.
We've been doing this for a long time. We already know a lot of the guys. We have great relationships already with a lot of the gymnasiums already, the guys that run in the gyms.
Yeah.
So the media team is there. We have this new podcast here,
Right.
which is another way of getting the name out,
Yep.
to getting the word out. And we haven't even scratched the surface with this. We're just getting going with this,
I was
right?
about to say, this is just getting started.
Right. Then we got the live stream stuff that we're doing, which is this same thing, but it takes it a whole nother level. Now we can actually be at the games, and we've done it twice already. We did it at the Pro Day, and then we did it at the Bay Area Showdown.
Right.
Right. So we've shown that we can take this and be, put out a good quality product.
Wow, that's
elsewhere.
huge.
Yeah.
Right. So that's another thing. And I think just overall in the Tampa area, we have a strong basketball presence. And, we're talking with David. I said, do I really want to? I mean, he gave me a couple options. He said, well, you can start your own name. You can potentially work out something with Basil. He said his talks with Basil, he said Basil would probably try to get involved, right? And that's, a conversation for another time, right? And then I had mentioned to him, I said, you know what? I said, we already got this foundation, Tampa Florida Pickup Basketball. I think it's a great story. We started just playing pickup at the YMCA, and it's progressed to,
This.
college games, the podcast, and to really bringing the community together. And guys like Devin will tell you, hey, I've gotten overseas contracts because of the footage that you guys have done.
For real.
And I'm sure there's been a lot of other guys that we might not have, like the Tim Carter. He was coming, he was coming to our events, right? Before he was even anybody. Remember, he was at ACC, and then he would come to our events, right? We would throw a little pickup thing. He'd come to it. Next thing you know, Balls Life sees him. He goes to the Balls Life event. Then he's Tim Carter.
Exactly.
Right, and then it turns into Slim. Then it's Austin.
Yeah.
And then he has a relationship with Nas.
Right.
So then now you have Nas. But it all started indirectly with us.
You and the camera,
Us doing what we was doing at the
Real
YMCA.
deal. Real deal.
Right. So, anyway, I say that to say this. I'd like to keep the brand. I like to keep the name. I like to keep what we got going. We already have the following. We already have the support. I don't think we just start from scratch, start from zero, and then have to try to build something up.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but it's more difficult to build followings than what it used to be maybe 5 years ago,
Of course.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Not everybody's
Yeah.
hitting the follow button anymore.
Exactly.
You notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't just hit the follow button no more.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's much more challenging. So I don't want to lose that work that we've done.
Right. Yeah.
So I would probably elect to just keep the same name,
Sure.
and we just have a pro division
Yeah.
to what we're doing. We still
Yeah.
are part of the community already. Tampa Florida Pickup, we already give back. We already been doing all this stuff we've been doing, right? But now we just got a group of guys that are pro.
Right.
And we'll highlight them just like we highlight everything else.
Yeah.
But we'll highlight them, you know.
That sounds good.
It's time for it.
Yeah. It's got the city. It's got a name. Tampa. Pickup. Boom. We're good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to hear other opinions on that, but just in my opinion, I just feel like why start from zero?
I never thought that was even an option to change it.
No, it's me either.
I wouldn't even.
I mean, you gotta say this with like, without you, none of us will be here.
Right.
So it's now our turn to continue your legacy.
Right.
You know, you
That's
started
real.
something great, and we gotta build this.
All right, it's good stuff. Final, one last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and this is on the podcast side of things, and we're trying to, I guess, monetize the YouTube, right? Because there's a couple different criterias. You have the subscriber count, and Travis knows more about this than I do, right?
Watch time.
Yep. But
Watch
you have
time.
the subscriber count, you have the watch time. I think those are the two right there.
That's it.
And I think the shorts too, right? Something like that?
No.
No?
Yeah, I mean it's the shorts or the watch time,
Oh, okay.
right? But the watch time has to be 3,000 hours within a 365-day period. 3,000 hours. Which is a lot of.
It's a lot of podcasts.
That's a lot of hours. 3,000 hours, right? So.
A day
That's-
within a year, right?
Within a year, yep. So that's one of the areas where we're putting out all this content. And a lot of this stuff is quality content. It's getting 4,000, 5,000, 20,000, 8,000, 10,000 views every single time we put something out on the Instagram, right? But we're not monetizing off of any of this, right? It's established, it's brought us brand awareness. It's brought us relationships, business relationships, things of that nature, but we haven't monetized off any of it.
Okay.
So we need to figure out how to get monetized, right? And what I was thinking, an idea that I had was, selecting a few players, or it doesn't even have to be players, it could be or whatever, selecting some individuals to where they can have their own podcast, right? But it'll be under the Tampa, Florida Pickup Basketball umbrella.
Yeah. Yeah. That's smart.
Right, so
That's smart.
let's say you have your own podcast. It's still under Tampa Florida Pickup, right? It's its own channel, but it's under this umbrella, right? So we would get credit for it as well, right?
Yeah.
And all the content that's being, you shoot an episode,
Watch
you shoot an
hours.
episode,
Oh,
all the watch hours will go up, and then eventually we'll start getting monetized,
Right.
Man, like that, like
and then we can
Girls
share in
Arena,
the,
like that.
Right.
Like
I see what
Girls
you were
Arena
gonna say.
with Devin as the host, that would be hilarious. Like I'll see it. Like something like that. That would be dope.
yeah.
Okay.
Can you do me a favor, Travis? Can you go to YouTube real quick? I want to show these guys what I'm talking about.
That would help them too, though.
It help everybody.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Because I'm
almost.
providing a platform for you to have a
grow
podcast.
your brand.
Yeah.
Like literally, and then both would grow simultaneously.
Correct. So, but the watch hours, the people that go and watch you, they might not go and watch me, right? But they might go watch Ken.
Right.
Or they might go watch Devin,
Right.
right?
But if it's under your brand,
correct,
everybody wins.
correct.
I love
And
it.
then we share in the monetization.
Yeah.
So if you have a video that hits, right?
But
there'll be a
but
split.
it makes perfect sense though, because if I don't have, say people like me, right? But I'm not monetizing off of my name alone.
Right.
So it helps if, we help each other.
Right.
Smart.
I just want to show them kind of what I'm talking about so they can,
I also think that's another way we could help the TBL
as a whole.
Yeah, like but help it pay for itself in the long run.
Right.
Because if you end up monetizing with that, you have a whole slew of pro players that every week they're gonna have new content. Every week there's gonna be a guy who's, hey, this is our premier player from the week. He's had 30 and 10 and whatever. He may not be player of the game or player of the week in the TBL, but he could be player of the week for this podcast.
Right.
So, makes sense.
Go type in valuetainment for me real quick. All right, hit the red logo, the icon there. See if you can hit pause real quick. All right. So Valuetainment is the brand. I like watching this guy. He's actually an insurance guy. His name is Patrick Bet David. But he started off with giving business advice, right? And then he's turned into where now he not only does he give business advice, he's into politics now, and he has a podcast, and you can see that he talks to, look, you got Stephen A. Smith there. I mean, he talks to a lot of high-profile people, and he talks about a lot of interesting things. You know what I mean? So the reason why I wanted to show you this is because he's done exactly what I'm talking about. So let's see if we can find it. So scroll all the way down. See if you can. Scroll down. Yeah, see if you can scroll all the way down. No, this might not it. Go to home. Hit home. It might be videos. Okay. Scroll down. It's like all the way down. Okay, see that right there? Yeah. See where it says Valuetainment Channels?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're all under his umbrella. Okay. So I don't know much about this because we haven't done it yet. But you can see that he has multiple channels under that umbrella. And they all have different, like you can see he has one right here, Brandon Aceto. He's a newer guy. He's got 80,000 subscribers. Then you got comedy, 37. Then you can see he's got his own podcast, PDB podcast, 2 million.
So it's network, basically.
You see what I'm saying? Then he's got so he's got a bunch of different under that one umbrella.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But if he gets the ad revenue and the monetization revenue from all of that.
Right.
And I'm sure he has some type of a split or whatever.
Of course. Yeah.
Right.
To make sure they get their end.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to just be able to just do a podcast and take the money and run. It's not, I'm sure he has it set up, but that, so instead of that saying Valuetainment, it could say Tampa, Florida Pickup Basketball Channels. And then we have Devin and Ramon Harris, or Ken, or Rob, or Dominique, or whatever. And I think we should be selective with who. They got to have a following. They got to be good on camera. So I don't think it should be like, hey, I like you, we'll get you on here. It's got to be something where you bring some value that maybe, say, I don't bring.
Right.
Then you bring a different, they even have a Hispanic. See how his Valuetainment is Espanol. Right?
Yeah.
So you gotta,
Reaching out to the Latin
you gotta bring some
Spanish.
value, right, to whatever it is that's there. So maybe there's a Hispanic line, maybe there's a female line, maybe there's, whatever, right? But I think if we did this, I think this could help grow the brand and everybody could make some money. And I think it'd just be better. Again, another thing for the community.
Agree.
So I wanted to just point that out to you guys. That was a thought that I had.
Sure. Yeah, that's smooth.
So I know I did a lot of talking. I think you wanted to mention something about the
TBT. Yeah. I think there's another great chance, right? I know usually it's like the alumni teams that play. And I was actually in the gym with Selton on Friday.
Nice.
And we were talking about the TBT. And he was like, man, I don't understand why USF don't have no team. Right? I was like, yeah, I mean, give us a year or two. Maybe we can chop something up. And he said right away, like he didn't even hesitate. Yeah, I'm playing for you. Like if you have a team. It's like, okay, good. Shit, I would love to have you on that team. Like I know they had the TBT team a couple years ago. Right, my guy Anthony, who's now the assistant coach of Pittsburgh, he was running the team, but they don't have nothing now. And I know we had a conversation the other day. If the chance is there, and we can maybe it's the same team that we have, TBL team. We put them 1-on-1.
They just
same
did that.
team.
They
I don't know.
did that.
Yeah.
They put.
I mean,
LA
DRC's
Ignite.
team had a couple of the championship team. Pota.
Potawatomi Fire.
Potawatomi, yeah. So
Yeah.
they had a couple players on the
Yeah.
Bryce's team, you know.
Beamer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Ty
yeah,
Lawson
either.
played for the LA team.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like those are big opportunities.
Yeah, but I know Tampa has a lot of guys that can actually compete.
Play that level.
Yeah, can play
Sure.
that level.
For sure.
Yeah, I had a sit down with Shaq Spates
Yeah,
last week,
yeah,
Valid. He's valid.
and he was telling me that he's got some boys that
yeah.
want to play as well. He said the Barry Browns.
Yeah.
Who else he said that wanted to play too?
TBT.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I mean, you saw yesterday.
Yeah.
What was that? Yeah, Carmen's crew won the game, right? They all got their Zell,
Oh,
62,000.
Carmen's crew won it this
Yeah,
year.
yeah. They like
Jared, I hear
in
you.
the locker room got their Zell payment, 62 grand right there.
Yeah, right there. Instant.
that's nice. That's a nice deal.
Yeah.
That's a lot better than the ones I got to send out
Yeah.
notifications.
No, I mean
yeah.
this is good basketball right there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No, TBT is where it's at for real.
Yeah, so I say, that's all part of this stuff
Yeah.
here, right? And then if we build a following, we'll have people watching and supporting. And
For sure.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was watching DRC and his team.
I did
Of
too.
course,
Shoot, every time
everybody
when they were playing, I was
yeah.
watching it. I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Of course, yeah.
I gotta
you
get
could
back
go
and see
on
what's
when
going
they
on.
were playing all the IG stories. Everybody's watching the live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched
Yep.
Florida team. Any of the Florida teams
gonna
in the
watch them.
TBT, yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely watched.
I didn't watch the TNT as much because
A whole different team.
they had Dominique Jones the years before.
Yeah.
I watched that.
Yeah.
Right, but because I was I'm a fan of his, but
They had more of the Polk County boys out there.
Yeah.
They signed,
Yeah.
like Kenny and
Yeah.
the shorter dude out there. I was like,
yeah, still good basketball. I think
Yeah.
I might have watched maybe half a game or
But,
something like that.
but way different team though.
Yeah.
Way different
Yeah.
team,
But I think, man, I really think we can have an exciting team,
It'd be, yeah. Yeah.
And then they had a team that was all D3 guys in there. And they won a game or two.
I'm telling you now, like,
So you got to just get out there and
anyone
play
can
good
go
basketball.
out there and win.
Yeah.
Those, it's a lot of names, it's a lot of great basketball, but they're not in the NBA anymore. Like,
Yeah.
those guys, like, they get tired. They've done things outside of the gym and stuff. Like, those D3 dudes, like, they come hungry every year.
Right.
Y'all, that you see what they're wearing on their chest, D3. Now, no one gave them opportunities outside of that. So they're coming in there hungry. I feel like that could be us.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we can talk for hours upon hours. You got any final thoughts, Ken, based on today's
Man,
podcast?
I'm just really excited on the things that we've touched on and the things that are about to take shape here in the near future, really. Just excited to be on that side of things again. So appreciate the opportunity from you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's good. What about you, Rob?
Man, I'm just excited. If I think back like 2.5, 3 months ago, we were kind of like daydreaming, right? We started reg league teams, and all throughout TBT, TBL out there, and you guys were kind of smiling like, yeah, let's see, let's win the MAC League first, right? And now 2 months later, we're sitting here. You have a meeting in 5 days about making this reality,
Right.
you know, and having guys like you around, having guys like Ken, I know we can make this happen. And it's crazy how fast it goes sometimes
Man.
Yeah.
if you have the right people.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts, Dominique?
Nah, I mean, we discussed it, first brought it up, and I was like, probably shouldn't do it. We're just gonna do it anyway. I said that to him.
He did say that to me.
Verbatim, I said, it's gonna be very hard for you to say no to this right here. He's like, no, I wanna do it, bro. So okay. All right. Here we are now.
There you
And
go.
so probably look up in a couple months here, you see it, you know what I'm saying? Like really happening for real. So
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
that's one of the things that I just been like, talk about it once, twice, three. Oh yeah, okay.
Right.
So really, that we did. I
Yeah.
just kind of throw it to the wall. Nah, you know what I'm saying?
You
It's
see
gonna
the
happen.
smile on his face. He's
Yeah.
ready for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't. I mean, that's why I said,
Chance the GM for real? Come on, man.
Yeah.
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 Come on,
No,
man.
but not even that. It's just I want to make sure that I can put out a quality product. And I was like, damn, with as much things I got going on, I don't know if I could do that. So that's why I said I need the crew to be able to make it happen.
Yeah.
No, that's
Right. That was the main thing. It wasn't like
Yeah.
I don't have a love for basketball. It's not like I don't think Tampa needs it or nothing like that. It was just
you just want to do it the right way.
The right way.
yeah. And it's just it's like But yeah, he was right though. So he been working with me for a long time, so they know me better than I know myself a lot of times. So.
Right. Yeah.
He was like, man, you know you're gonna do it. Stop playing. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing it. I don't have the time to do it.
I was like, yeah, 2 weeks. And you know what? I talked to him and he made some he made some very good points. He kind of piqued my interest. Now it's we got this. We might as well go and do this. I was like,
Exactly.
Yeah, Dave did a good job too of talking to me on the phone too. Yeah, he was just now he's coming to Florida to meet with me. I mean, he's trying to like
better, man. That's what I'm saying.
he's trying to push it forward.
He wants the market.
Yeah.
Badly.
Yeah.
Badly.
Yeah,
he wants to have All-Star Weekend here.
in Tampa.
Yeah, like he's mentioned that to Basil before. Like he wants to have All-Star Weekend in Florida. Sarasota didn't have the market to do that, but he had Sarasota ties. Like his
That's where
daughter,
he's from.
Yeah, like his daughter went to school there and all kind of stuff. Like
Man,
in the
that'd
gym.
be crazy in Tampa. Oh my goodness.
Listen, that's like when you guys were saying earlier, playing devil's advocate on what we have to fight with. Those are also the things that sell this place.
That's true. Yeah.
Like
Make it
All-Star
remarkable.
Weekend in Tampa, we can do that at the Yingling or something like that. That would work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wiregrass.
Yeah, wiregrass, anything.
Multiple courts.
Yeah, like anything you want to do, it's the fact that you have stuff to do outside of All-Star Weekend, because that's what the guys want to come to and be like. Because one year they had it in. It was a weird place. It was so weird, and I was just like, "What are you gonna do outside of your events and the All-Star game? What are you guys doing? There's nothing to do there."
I mean, Ken, I hate to say this, man, but they had the NBA recently in Indiana.
Bro, and I was against it.
Yeah, that was wild.
I'm born and
It was
raised in
freezing
Indiana,
outside, too.
and I knew
That was crazy.
I was like, Indianapolis All-Star.
It don't
gonna hit.
It don't even go over.
Like, not gonna hit, bro. No one wants to go outside in the snow, and no one wants to do that. But like, have it in Florida and see what happens.
That'd be crazy.
So
It's a whole
wrap it
different
up,
thing.
so like I said, we can keep this thing rolling for I don't know how long. We could just talk for hours.
Always, yeah.
But let's wrap this thing up. I want to thank you guys for checking us out and watching this episode.
Thank you for having us again, man.
I like to subscribe, comment, man. Stop playing.
Tampa, Florida pickup. You guys heard it here.